She's going full speed ahead.
I mean,
Who?
Asha.
With what?
Xbox.
This is what I was
You
going
mean
to say.
like
A lot of
Netflix?
it. Yeah, like Netflix. Because a lot of it.
I don't even understand that, except that she's talking.
Yeah. Oh, and Stein too. Like I'm loving Stein right now. That's my guy right there because he's talking the shit we always wish that Xbox would. Right? We've talked about this a million times as Xbox fans.
Yeah.
But currently, Asha's not doing anything at all. Really, that was really already not laid out for her, except when she killed the this is the Xbox campaign that was hers, and like the what they did with the Xbox dashboard, right?
Is
like
killing it
admitted.
because they took away what Xbox was about and was about the box and the console
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
But
Sheesh.
behind the scenes, they're still gonna do what that was being advertised.
And I don't remember if I was here last
think
week to
so?
speak on it or not. But yes, they are, because that's the thing about it. I get why they did it.
I mean, they can't pull the plug
But
on it. I mean,
functionally-
they got to go with it now.
This is an Xbox.
Okay,
It's
what is
still
it?
factually true.
That everything
This is
is
what
on
I'm saying.
Xbox.
Can you even hear me? You guys just like talking around me.
No, we're talking.
Yeah, this is an Xbox of all the things that she's doing, like the whole marketing thing that she canceled, right?
Yeah.
I get that, but to your point, right? This is an Xbox. It's still fucking true. Like,
Yeah.
on my handheld, on my RG Ally, that's the wallpaper I got, right?
Mhm.
If I was to go to home
No,
theater PC
see.
today, I still would have that on there.
What about
Like-
your PlayStation as an Xbox? That's what I'm talking about.
No, well, hey, nah,
Aha,
right?
he doesn't have one.
I get it. No, I don't have one on top of that. But even if I did, that's not really Xbox. That just has Xbox games. It's not the Xbox platform,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No, but that was the spirit of the whole. This is an Xbox. Is that
I agree.
their
I
games are
agree.
everywhere.
I agree. I
So-
agree.
So everything's an Xbox. Everything's an Xbox. Is what they're. That's the whole
Right.
spirit of it.
Well, I get it, but very specifically, right? In contrast to that, right, is that very specifically the PC I still feel is the Xbox, and in fact they're doing more with that in the future now, and in the future we know, and they've already admitted to, right? Even look at the full screen experience. They changed the name now. It's called Xbox mode,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like,
Yeah, but that was.
They're not
I
moving
mean,
away
I
from
kind of
any of that
expected.
stuff.
I kind of expected them to change that name anyways, because it's kind of a stupid.
right?
Name,
But that goes to what Tech first
I-
said. I understand. It's two things, right? They're moving away from the marketing thing, but functionally
shut-
they're still
I-
doing it.
I'm not
You know, I
looking
get
at it. I'm just looking at it as simple. She hadn't changed anything.
Really, she hasn't,
No, she hasn't.
except for the
The
dashboard
direction-
on the
direction
Xbox,
they're
that was
going
her
in-
direction, and to stop that marketing. aspect.
The direction that they're going in is the same direction they were going in before she took the position.
Yes,
They're not
exactly
going to
my
change that. The only thing I can think that they could possibly change, the only thing, they're still going to have Game Pass.
Yep.
They're not going back to a full exclusivity because
Nope.
PC is there. They're not going away from it. In fact, they're going to embrace it.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
but the
only
married,
thing is
you see.
more natural. Yeah, that
Right,
doesn't
but I
really
don't
count.
like the word
But
exclusive.
PlayStation on the
I don't like
platform,
Xbox
different.
saying they're going to go back to exclusivity because they're never going to go back
never
to
gonna.
traditional
But
exclusivity.
you know what they're talking about, though, so we can just stop playing like we don't and
Right.
understand that we're hoping that they go to quote unquote console exclusivity.
Yes.
Right,
And that's
right.
the only thing, that major change that I could see that she's going to do. I do
And I
think
don't even
she's
know if
going
do that.
I don't know. They haven't hinted at it so far.
Yeah. they
So,
haven't.
in fact, I didn't watch today's show, but they were, from what I saw in tweets, they were praising the fact that there was PS5 and all the third party. They didn't care. So,
Yeah.
I will say this.
That's my problem with it.
Oh, that they showed PS5?
That they keep showing the PS5 logo on Xbox shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xbox. I mean, PlayStation will never do it, but
Yeah, but now they're getting credit for it as if, because Sony, they never let you know when you have to go and look online
Yeah,
about it.
or
And
people-
now,
people
like, it's
announce it.
ironic. The thing I've said for years, now Sony's getting crap for it, and Xbox is getting praise, at least today. That's what I all
they
over
get
the place
praised
from a lot of
by
people, and
they get
it kinda
praised by
hurt
a
me.
couple people, but
But I saw it all over the place. I saw that
instead
narrative
of
all over the place.
instead of holding PlayStation to the standard,
Yeah.
which they won't do. I don't
Right.
really care one way or the other.
Right.
And they shouldn't.
the-
Huh.
The only thing I could see some changes coming is I think I said this last week or week before. I think she's going to streamline Game Pass tiers. I think she's going to get rid of the PC and make it all either play and date one version, 1 year wait the other version. And I take this her talking with Netflix as nothing really than I would talk to Netflix if I'm doing a model anyways, because really, they just announced a $2 hike on Netflix accounts this afternoon.
Yep.
But is there anybody really killing it in that space right now besides Netflix?
Nope.
No.
So I would be picking his brain too if he's willing to give the knowledge.
Disney was supposed to be the one to
Disney watered down
and they fucked up.
Yeah, well, they watered down their product really bad too. So content matters. But no, I don't. I look at her talking to Netflix as if I'm she's trying to learn the business as quick as she possibly can, and if he's willing to be listening, he's willing to help out with giving some knowledge on the business. Kudos to her. Doesn't mean anything other than she's established a relationship with the CEO or whoever it is she was talking to.
Okay, Satya came from there, so that
there is true.
That relationship is already there. That relationship was there since Xbox 360. The CEO said
she doesn't have that relationship yet.
She doesn't. Microsoft,
but Satya does.
It doesn't matter if he does or does. She needs to.
Well, it does matter, but
she don't need to do nothing.
She's the president of Xbox. Yes, she does.
Yeah, she doesn't. She just needs to run the play, because that whole Game Pass play is from Netflix. It was inspired by it was inspired from him working with Reed Hastings. Go ahead.
Okay, so my question to you, realist, right? Because you understand the nits we're picking with this, right? So let me ask you it this way, right? Instead of just picking the nits, right? And being annoying about it, I guess, right? Like, yeah, she could just run the play, but wouldn't the play run better if the relationship between Netflix, right, and Microsoft was specifically with Xbox where it needs to be in this case, right? Right? Instead of having to go through Satya, let it go through Asha where it needs to be, right? That would be more productive.
Let's be honest. It's not going to be her, right, that actually hammers out details. It's going to be a team on both sides. And the thing is, when it comes to leadership, you don't need to know everything. When you get hired at these corporate jobs and you take these personality tests, they ask you if you have a problem, if your supervisor doesn't know the answers. Do you have a problem if you know more than your supervisor? Obviously, there are people around here that know more than she does. She doesn't know about Netflix and how Netflix works. She probably barely knows how the Game Pass model works. The reason why I say is that she doesn't need to know everything, because her skill should be delegation, right? The CEO of Netflix says that we would love to work with them, but it has to work out for both sides. And Microsoft right now is trying to figure out a way that works out for Microsoft. Because if you look at what Microsoft's doing with Game Pass, you already got two huge publishers putting their games in there. We basically get EA Play and Ubisoft Classics or whatever it's called, right? We already get that. And we think that's just free. We think they just did it because they like it. Microsoft, no, they gotta split. They gotta break bread. So if they do something with Netflix, they need to do it at a rate that doesn't cost more money, right? And so the only way I see it not costing more money is if they do a commercial tier, because that's the only way you get Netflix for less than $30 right now. That's the only way that potentially you're going to get Game Pass going forward.
Hold on. I partially agree with him, but I disagree with another part, and I'm going to tell you why.
I disagree.
What's the other part?
I agree that delegation is her role. I disagree with the fact that she doesn't need to do anything like that. What I think you're missing is, unlike Phil Spencer, she is Satya's pick, which means Satya is not interested in running day to day because he personally picked her to run day to day. Who picks
Phil?
Phil was there before.
Phil was not in. He was not the VP of
Phil-
Xbox before
Phil
Satya
was-
got there.
Phil's been in Microsoft longer than he has.
Yeah, but who picked him to run Xbox? Satya.
But he was
Satya's
next
been
in
there
line.
for 15 years.
He was
Right,
next
but
in
he was
line.
next in line.
He was next in line. That
Okay,
wasn't
so was Sarah
Satya's
Bond.
pick.
But Sarah Bond was
Satya
picked by
picked
Phil out
Sarah
of nowhere.
Okay.
wasn't his pick either. That was
Okay,
Phil's
Satya.
pick.
Satya picked Phil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't pick Sarah.
Satya picked Phil because he's been in the organization for a while. He decided I'm changing course. So he picked someone who's not in Xbox for a while. You don't make that decision and then you want to handhold her the entire time. She's probably got more leeway now than Phil did underneath him because
To be honest, Phil is
she's
underqualified for the job.
she's his pick. So she has to flourish for him to look good.
Well, the thing is, okay, you're saying things. I don't disagree. I don't understand how that's a disagreement. She is not going to be the person who hammers out the particulars. She's the face of the hammer, but she is not going to.
I
do
think that's
anything.
the part he agrees with you on. I think that's what he's saying. Right.
So she does not need to know everything.
But she is going to have the relationship though, because he does not want to do it day to day. Now, there is no doubt in my mind.
Day to day, he's going to delegate to.
Hold on, listen. I'll let you get your bars off.
Ain't no bars. You just disagreeing for the hell of it.
No, I'm not.
No, he's
Because
not.
I'm not, because I've actually know how executives work.
Okay.
He obviously he opened the door for her to reach out to him. But it's in her best interest to have a relationship with her, just like Phil Spencer had relationships with everybody else in the industry. For her to be successful, she needs to build those relationships. She can't rely on Satya, which, by the way, if we're being honest, Satya is 1 foot in and 1 foot out anyways. Satya is probably not going to be CEO much longer. In fact, he's handing the reins off to somebody. I forgot the guy anyway, what his name was. So he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Where you get that he's got 1 foot in, 1 foot out?
Because he is no longer the day-to-day decision maker. He's handling roles off to other people. And I forgot the guy's name, Sick. That was announced like a few months ago.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't remember his name either.
But do y'all remember what Satya was wearing so many hats?
Yeah.
You know, like he was doing a whole lot.
And he's under fire right now from investors.
Yeah, but there's same investors, you know, had their money multiplied. That's why I think if he leaves, it's on his terms. Because Microsoft is more profitable than they've ever been under his leadership.
Well, he's the chairman, so it's going to be under his terms. But ultimately,
it's under Boris' terms.
He's not going to be there much longer.
Well, he's old.
That's my point. Well, he's not that old. He's only 58. I mean, he's still got 10 years.
But when it comes to Microsoft CEOs,
but his role, he is reducing his role because he wants to focus primarily on one specific aspect of the company.
Oh, I remember. Okay, because I remember, right? What I was trying to say earlier was when we was talking about Netflix and Game Pass and all of that. The narrative I've seen online and the thing I was most interested in, and I could see how this was a lot of just wish making, like a lot of rumors are, right? I've spoken that before, particularly on the PlayStation side, and I could see that being the same true here on the Xbox side, that she is fishing for ways to cut down the price of Game Pass, right? Find ways to trim the fat of Game Pass to somehow reduce the price, because that would be a big win if she could do that, or the perception was to be that. Now, as Realist has explained, there's really major value in Game Pass even at $30 because of all the publishers that you get there, and we've seen the games announced today or this week, and I think the week before and the week before that, right? Like Absalom is there now, right? A lot of stuff has been added to Game Pass, just announced, like the new game from the developers of Yakuza. You know, all that stuff we're going to talk about later on, or next, maybe even. Right? Like, there's a lot of stuff on Game Pass. The value is there. We know this. But I think still, and this just has to be perception. It doesn't have to be truly literal fact, or that, you know, people just have to believe it is, right? That she dropped the price and she trimmed out fat from Game Pass Ultimate, I guess, right? To get that to happen, because everybody, well, a lot of people have said, you know, take out the Fortnite membership and other crap that they feel is unnecessary.
I would say have another tier where that one stays the way it is at $30, but then scale it back without that stupid fluff that nobody wants.
Right.
It's at the 30 and put it back to 20, and then so on and so forth.
Right. But and that works too. But for some, and I'm focusing on the Fortnite because some people like to add Call of Duty to that list of what is unnecessary. And I personally disagree with that personally, but that's my opinion. Once again, just like for
but I think you're only mentioning one side of the coin, because
which is my point too. Like I would prefer Call of Duty remain and Fortnite to be gone. So there is that. That's
it's not just cost. Point. It's not just cost though. She's got to work on her ultimate goal is to reduce the cost while growing the membership base.
Yes.
Just reducing the price is not guaranteed to grow the membership base.
It doesn't. Right.
Yeah, so that's a big deciding factor though.
No, it is. Honestly, it can be, but the value's got to. She's got to keep the value up, otherwise she won't be able to grow. Which is why
I said specifically the perception.
It's like you're trimming trimming the fat.
It doesn't matter one way or another.
You're trying to, and I agree with that. I agree with that. You're trying to trim the fat, but you're trying to figure out which is the fat and which is what people want and what people doesn't want.
Right.
You know?
But they know what people want and what people don't want.
Right, because people have been very vocal.
This is more about the corporate partnerships. Now we know why Fortnite will make a deal like that with Game Pass, right? Now it comes out why Fortnite would have incentive to even make a deal with Game Pass, why Ubisoft would want to make a deal with Game Pass, why EA would want to make a deal with Game Pass. Ubisoft stock share is, I think, under $1 at this point. EA just got sold to Saudis. So we understand that there's a whole lot behind the scenes that we don't know. We just hear that Epic, and then my guy just posted something on Twitter that they lost $1 billion. So now we see why they would even want to be in Game Pass. The thing is, lowering the price is not going to get people to subscribe for any other reason that it was a good deal. That was always Game Pass's problem. Mm-hmm. Because now that they've raised the price like every other subscription known to man has done, people are crying about it being too expensive when Netflix is $30. Hulu is $30. How much do they think Paramount's going to be once the deal closes? I mean,
thank you.
Premium subscriptions are $30. That's the asking price right now. $30 for premium subscriptions. For subscriptions that have actual content.
Luckily, I get a discount to T-Mobile on my.
Realist just makes me want to put a run on Ubisoft stock right now.
But
I tried.
If right now I have premium,
I don't know how to buy European stock.
But I get
buy
a discount.
83 cents right now. I'm tempted.
I
wanted to buy CDPR too, but I couldn't. Go ahead, man.
I got Netflix right now, the premium one, because we have several TVs here and several people watch it at the same time. But I get a discount through T-Mobile.
A lot of people do.
So I keep it because like, okay, I'm not paying the full price yet, but there's gonna
somebody's paying.
It's somebody's gonna. Well, I'm only getting a discount because I'm premium, right? And so it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna see where this lands. This price hike lands on me when I look at my T-Mobile bill, and I'm like, I'm gonna tell the wife and kids, like, hey, I'm canceling Netflix. This is getting too expensive.
So I have I have HBO Max for free for AT&T. I imagine
that's what I got too. I got that too.
Yeah, I think
that's
probably got to go away.
And I pay $3 for Apple TV right now because of T-Mobile too.
And
I would do that.
And don't watch your mouths in response to what I say. This is why your piracy is back on the rise. Mm-hmm. You know what it is? You know what I'm saying? It just is. And it's for a reason like this. See, streaming and Steam for the PC side, right, really knocked down piracy by a big amount. Now, yes, there's still people who pirate. I never stop. But the people who pirated all along were the type of people who always would have, hence they did, right? when everything was affordable. Because when streaming was affordable, people just paid for streaming, right? It was easier to just be legit, which was always the point the pirates always made, right? But once you add all this cost and complexity and what they're doing with the over-the-air broadcasting rules, right? If you're not watching LAN.TV on YouTube or the Antenna Man and guys like that, to see how they're trying to encrypt ATSC 3.0, you need to educate yourselves on that, right? Like free over-the-air TV, they're trying to encrypt that, right? And so all these things are just going to lead people into piracy. They better watch it because they think they're going to make more money or, cut their losses. All they're going to do is increase their losses in the end. They better watch themselves. That's literally what's going to happen. And then you think Joe Average is going to care? They didn't before. Why should they in the future? And it goes the same for games. And it goes same with gaming. Goes same with gaming, especially now when more and more people embrace PC. That shit could happen again. Trust you me. There's enough emulation.
I think in the next 10 years we're gonna experience the 1920s again. I think we're gonna start breaking up a bunch of these companies in the next 10 to 15 years.
No, I don't think they'll do that because who's gonna buy them? But the thing is what I was This is what I was saying.
They're just gonna
before,
split them.
This is
not gonna buy them.
This is what I was saying before we have a party line. People don't care. That is why Game Pass was conceived, because people aren't playing enough games. That is also the same reason Game Pass is struggling. Like we can say 40 million, but they want 100. And if you do the math, $1 trillion company needs more than 40 million subscribers, and they need 40 million subscribers at least paying 30. Some of these subscribers are paying for the minimum. Even Sony wants their subscribers to increase the tier, right? So when you have the majority of your gamers all invested in the same games, your subscription, nobody cares about it either. And that's going to be their problem. It's like people are occupied. They're fine playing Fortnite. Now to us gamers, to the people who conceive Game Pass, to the people who say, man, why would you want to play one game when you can play 400? Yeah. When you can have access to 400, why would you want to play? Because people are comfortable. People are creatures of habit. They're comfortable playing Madden, Call of Duty, 2K, Fortnite. They're comfortable there. Look at Sick, Kieran, Tech, you should know now since you have your handheld. You have people over 1.2 minimum every day playing CSGO.
Yep.
These people are comfortable playing CSGO. Dota is number 2, right? For now, Slay the Spire and Crimson Desert are there, but in a week it'll be right back to those 3 games. Marathon is no. But yeah, that's the problem. So you can try to roll it in and see Netflix has been stagnant for years. Netflix has tried to enter other markets through creating content specifically for those markets. That's why we have these French movies, these Korean shows, because Netflix is trying to bring content for everybody around the world. There's an anime network basically over there. But at some point, I think they've reached saturation. So I don't see what they can do for each other. Because Netflix has games, but if somehow they can get people to play games, not those little tap phone games that you can stream from Netflix, and start playing actual games, then it helps. But I don't think people log into Netflix to play video games. See, this is where Microsoft and PlayStation and Nintendo was smart enough not to do it. I don't know if you noticed, there's no Hulu, there's only YouTube and Netflix on a Switch. When you try to create an all-in-one media box, you're basically just creating more competition. This is what Nintendo always kept their eye on: competition. F third party, they're our competition. Whereas PlayStation and Xbox had to embrace third party. Oh, you want to stream here? Pay us money. Whereas Xbox looks like they're being a friend. But 20 years later, now they're complaining about TikTok and other medium competing with gaming time. but it's the competition they created. I don't know how they get more people in the Game Pass. People are comfortable on PC, wait for sales. They got backlogs of hundreds of games. And Netflix and Game Pass, Ubisoft Plus does nothing for them. EA Plus does nothing for them.
Netflix is growing, by the way, just letting you know. No, they are. Go look at the numbers.
No, I don't need to.
Okay. They had 325 in 2025. They had 277 the year that, 247 the year before that. The reason why they were stagnant is because they did something that a lot of people hated, but it made the most business sense. Everybody remember what it was?
But it was something
Stop
something they
sharing
created,
my
though.
accounts. We're not sharing accounts anymore. We're going to start charging you for families and everything else.
But it was something
It
they
grew
created.
their numbers. It grew their numbers.
It was something they created. They created that whole attitude around the passwords.
They did.
325,
5
340.
years, in 5 years, their subscriber account went up 50%.
Yep.
That's growth.
Yeah.
That's
Every
50%, bro. Hold on, because y'all say when y'all say stuff like
You
Xbox
think Game Pass would love to grow by 50%?
Can I ask my question, man? God
Go
damn.
ahead.
When
You're the one that says you don't need to look at it.
When y'all say Game Pass has increased its prices by 50%, I think that's a play on numbers because for one, you said 240 to 340. It's not 50%.
It's not. No, I didn't say. In 2020, they had 203 million.
Years.
Okay, 2021, they had 221 million subscribers. By late 2025, they had 325 million subscribers. They went up 50% in 5 years. Do the math. If it was 100%, they would have doubled it. They're growing. And the reason why they're growing is because of their sports and because of WWE. Now, the question is, did they overpay for it? Because that's the reason why they're raising the prices on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. But they're growing. And Game Pass would love to have 50% growth in 5 years.
Right. The price went up 50%, but the growth didn't.
Right. Netflix is
You can
actually...
grow your money. You know, at some point, the people who are subscribed have to start paying what it's worth.
But where does it stop with the price hikes, though? Because there's got to
because everything.
Get to a point.
Well,
like, okay, that's just a bit much.
And this is where Sick and I've had discussions in the past because while I do not want to go back to those days, but this is why we had cable television with packages where you buy one, you pay $100, $150 for most of these channels.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that I countered with Sick was you had to sign a contract to do it. That. You could quit. You could quit this at any time you want. You
Have
can
they
stop
not changed
paying
that yet?
Disney.
They still get you under contract.
I don't know. I haven't had cable, and I was one of the first ones to
get
get off of it.
I got off of it, and they still trying to charge me, but it was under someone else's name, so I did that ahead of time, like on my mom's name, and it didn't matter, right? Because when I moved out the house, I paid them off, and then when we moved to the guest house, you know, I paid off what I owed, right? And then for the next house, we continued it, but I put on my mom's name, right?
Yeah.
86, it didn't matter. So now when we left, we canceled it, but you know, it was a new contract, and we didn't pay the difference for the contract. We just canceled it. We dropped off the equipment at their depot and then dipped. And that was it.
Yeah.
Right. And from time to time, they tried to send her a letter. We still get, mail that, was forwarded to the new address, but that ended about a month ago. So we haven't seen any notices then. Yeah. Right. They're asking for a couple $100. Like, fuck them. Right. I already knew what I was doing. I don't care. Fuck them. Right. But it is what it is. Right. They just want, but in the end, I mean, that's what it is with these contracts, right? This is how they get you to stay and yada, yada. And guess when the contract's about to be over, if you call them, right, they give you a deal or whatever. And I missed out on a couple of those deals for a couple of years. I was in Pennsylvania for 20 years with the same cable company. They fucking owe me as far as I'm concerned. If I do the numbers,
Yeah.
they owe me like $3,500 when it comes to the discounts that I never got. Right?
It's
And
funny.
they're asking for like
my
300
younger
and something
son is just
bucks.
going outside to ride his bike because he can't have electronics right now.
Right, good for him. Good for him. Good for him. This is what I've been saying. Good for him, right?
Yeah, he's got to
But,
ride
like-
that. He's got to ride that bike and be awkward for like the first 30 minutes, like he's
Yeah.
trying to get his balance back and all. I
sympathy,
haven't
but
been
you
on the
don't care.
bike in like
You're
8
laughing at
years.
him like they're good.
No,
right?
no,
But-
I'm glad he goes outside. I'm like,
Right,
I'm all
exactly,
for it.
exactly. That's
But
what I'm
it
saying.
took
You
him
don't
a
care.
while to finally like, all right, I guess I'll just go outside.
Yeah, that sad look he's giving ain't doing shit to you, and he doesn't get it. But for the
because
first, it takes him a half
you've
hour.
lived that childhood. You're like, good.
Yep.
Good.
Now you get to experience what we did.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I
But you
said
know
that's,
what's funny?
that's why I was the first one to say good. He deserves that.
So my oldest is in track, and so we've been trying to find a school here that has their track open so we can practice, right? And yesterday I got lucky that the school that we went to had track practice, so the gate was open. So my two kids were with me because I needed to get them out of the house, and they were nervous too. It says if you have authorization to be on the, it's like, just go in. They do not care what the sign says. It's wide open. We're going in. We're not breaking in. We're not breaking anything. Right.
Old folks walk that track after school.
And so
all
we
the time.
finally get on the piece where we don't interrupt the track team that's out there right now. And they were so nervous about being on the property. I'm like, hey, my taxes pay for this crap. We're gonna get on this track here, and we're just practicing the starting blocks. We're not running the track, so we're just not we disturbing anything because they don't have enough practice time on the blocks. And I'm like, I want you to learn how to get off the blocks. I don't want you to trip and fall when you take off because you're not used to this. And after a few minutes, man, they were having a great time outside, right?
Yeah,
Walking the track and like running off the blocks and everything. Even my older one, who's a big hefty boy, my younger one, who's a big hefty boy, he was going off the blocks just for the fun of it.
Yeah,
right.
He doesn't know nothing about that.
Doesn't
So
know
once
anything about
they
that,
get a
so-
taste, they're like, oh, but they don't even think about it like that. It's just fun, right?
No, well,
Don't
all they
the
think
fun
about
you
right
have when
now
you're
is
having
like,
it.
I want to stay home. I want to play on something. I want an Xbox or watch TV.
That's all they know.
And then they
for fun.
put up a big stink about going outside, and then when they get there, they're having a great
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Let me
And
ask
then
you. Let me
can't
ask you a
get back in the
question,
house.
Tech. How many? If I didn't have my 9-year-old in the house, I'm guessing how many subscription plans I'd be canceling. I would keep Netflix because I do watch WWE.
Okay, go ahead.
I would not have Disney.
Yeah.
If I feel like because Daredevil's coming back at, I would
Yeah.
I would just opt in, watch the series, opt out.
Yeah.
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 Be like what my wife does with Lifetime.
I like myself because my wife will sign up for shit like on her own, right? Don't even tell me about it, right? But she puts it on her credit card, so I don't see it, right?
There you go.
And so,
Ignorance
like
is bliss.
what I'm paying for right now are for Netflix and Apple. That's it.
Mhm.
But I'm already getting a discount. So to me, really, it's even if they price hike it, I'm not really paying a lot because I only have truly 2 subscriptions. Right? That's it. We don't have Prime anymore. I've noticed that because my account doesn't have the free shipping anymore. So I was like, oh, she must have ended. She must have killed the Prime thing. So and it's like, I don't care. It's like it doesn't matter.
You're not watching
Well,
any
Frank,
TV shows.
they
on there.
have too many commercials.
Right. And so, and right now, I think she has Paramount. I think because I think she likes Landman. What's it called? Landman?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's Landman.
What's
It's a good show.
And sometimes she'll sign up for some random thing because she saw a show that was interested, but like I don't even get to know because like sometimes we're not in sync of what we're watching, right? Same thing with Disney and all that. And so, and today I actually just signed up for another subscription, but was to watch the Astros play. Now that they have their own streaming network, and I can actually watch the games here.
It's all MLB teams now have their own streaming. Is
I
that
don't
the deal?
know, but all I care
I
is
thought
that
that we discussed last time we were
Astros-
discussing this.
the
I think
Astros
you
have
said
it
No,
now.
they don't.
They just started.
I thought that's
this
what they
year
were trying
with their
to
own
do.
network,
Okay.
where if you
Well, that
pay
was-
if you pay $120 for the year, no, $100 for the year. I think that's what it is. No, I'm sorry, $200 for the year. You get to watch the Rockets and the Astros, right? However, the only restrictions they have with that is that I cannot watch the Rockets because of the Mavericks competition here. Right?
Yeah.
But I can
So
watch
it does your location.
because of my location. But I can watch all the Astros games this year. So instead of signing up for the whole year because I don't get to see the Rockets, then I'm just going to sign up for the summer, which is $120 for the baseball season, and be done with it. And like I'll cancel it at the end of the
Rangers have Victory Plus, which is $100 a season.
yeah. And I think they just started that this year because I've never seen that before.
Well, no, the company that owns Fathead had a company that had a deal with several teams. They ran into financial
Fathead as
issues.
in the stickers, like the wall
Yeah,
stickers.
well, it's
Okay.
more than just stickers, yeah, with them.
But the
it's-
same guys. Okay, continue.
So,
Please.
but I think they own one of the gambling platforms too. It was like a big sports company. So they ran into financial issues. So a lot of these teams that didn't have their own networks or weren't a part of it had to scramble and get their own deals done. Yankees will always have Yes, if I'm not mistaken. It's
Yeah.
called Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then like LA will have theirs. So a lot of these teams were probably Houston included, especially since they're still considered small market, were a part of that other deal.
Well, I don't like that they complain about viewership, that they don't have any, but they put everything behind a very expensive paywall. And who wants to pay that shit? You know?
I know we had the Rangers. I think it was Bally
It was
Sports.
Bally's, and
the
that was a
one
huge
yeah.
mess, I think.
They overpaid. Fox Sports Southwest they took them for a ride. They got more money than they should have gotten for those.
Take them for a ride, huh? Just like that.
Dude,
Just like
I
that.
remember back
hundreds of
back when I was a
hundreds of
kid,
millions of dollars.
there was a channel called My 20 in Houston, and it was Houston sports, all like Astros especially. They're on there. Now it was a different time. I get it, but it was awesome that you could just turn on the local channel over the air and watch your baseball team.
I
It's
just
just like
found out that Cubs
MSG
games
in
hasn't
New
been
York.
on WGN for years now. That's how
You
far
didn't know?
behind I am. I had no idea.
Dude.
But
I
see,
don't-
it's been that
WGN
way
is
since
a-
Jordan.
Yeah, but see, WGN is one of those local networks that's like that's like national.
It was like
Everybody
CBS
knows
with the Braves.
Well, that was because of Jordan. Like WGN was a part of cable. packages.
Right. And just like Kieran just said, same with TBS
But
and
TV,
Braves.
it's just that guy just happens to own the Braves. But TBS
Right.
is way bigger than
Turner.
just sports.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But WGN was a
Well, I thought
was just a
WGN
local
was
channel.
still around. It just wasn't national.
It does
anymore.
exist. It does exist.
Okay.
But it's a
I did
local
not know
channel
that the
just
Cubs
happens
haven't
to
been
go-
playing on that network.
Yeah.
I just found
Yeah,
out
yeah.
like the other day. I was like,
Yeah,
really?
shit always
I had
did.
no idea.
Yeah.
Kieran,
Yeah,
you got to look at it. You remember Jordan was popularizing the game. So
Yes.
that's how WGN became a national. Like the Bulls have
Yeah.
been bad
Yes.
since Jordan left.
Yes.
The what is it? The White Sox or the Cubs? Cubs hadn't won in 100 years, and then they finally won one, and then not that bad again. So is it even worth watching? I don't even know if it's a part of cable packages, because it's like the cable companies bought the internet. So I mean, they're still winning.
Yeah.
I just figured WGN went back to its local roots and that was it. But okay.
Yeah.
No, I literally found that I think like last week. Someone, they hadn't been on WGN in like 10, 15. I was like, really? I had no idea.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
not
my
watching
account
Cubs games.
is 3 subscriptions. Netflix at a discount because of T-Mobile. Same thing with Apple TV discount because of T-Mobile. And then I'm paying full price, $20 a month.
Netflix has a discount on T-Mobile.
Huh?
Yes.
Netflix, yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix
And I have
and Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so
And
now,
I have T-Mobile, and I still don't.
and so
fucking
now
use
that
it.
the Astros have their own network and streaming network, Space City Network, then I just signed up for their 6-month plan, not their 6 month, but the month for 6 months, and watched all the Astros game where I could. Ever since I moved here, I could never watch the Astros games because the Rangers are up here, right? And I cannot watch it through MLB TV, and I get MLB TV free because of T-Mobile. And,
I remember when
and all I can
T-Mobile was
do, and
number
all I can
3.
do is listen to the games, and I can watch all out of market games. Except I cannot watch the Rangers or the Astros through MLB TV because I'm here local in Texas.
Hey, for you Xbox out there, just there's hope for Xbox because I remember T-Mobile when they were number 3,
Yeah. Yeah.
and now they're the dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
even
so
though the Astros lost today,
they'll never
to
catch
watch them.
Verizon and AT&T, man. Like they figured out a way to survive because they don't subsidize phones. Now nobody subsidizes phones.
nobody
They
subsidizes
wanted to sell T-Mobile. That company, I think it's Orange Wireless in Europe.
Well,
Well,
don't
then
forget
people
that's
hate
really
it when they
Sprint.
subsidize phone. People are like, I
The
just
hell
want to
happened
buy
to
my
Sprint?
phone.
They bought Sprint or
Sprint,
they
Sprint,
merged with
yeah,
Sprint. I was
Sprint.
a Sprint. I was a Sprint.
T-Mobile bought Sprint. Okay, I didn't
customer.
Yeah,
know that.
because
Yeah.
first
That's why I'm
AT&T
on
tried to
T-Mobile.
buy T-Mobile, but then T-Mobile was forced to have to do something. They got that $2 billion termination fee from AT&T, and they took some of that, and because Orange is the bigger company, the parent company, but that's European dominant. That's the European dominant
I think
company,
it's
like
like
Verizon.
Denmark or something like that. You're from
It's
there.
it's the biggest one over in Europe, wherever they're based. I don't know, but like, so Sprint was the last one out. Sprint was willing to sell to everybody. They wouldn't let Verizon buy Sprint, and it made sense because back in the day they were both CDMA, so they wouldn't let Verizon buy them. Verizon was number one. Well, they were number one in money. AT&T probably will always have more subscribers. AT&T is down too. So anyway, AT&T tried to buy T-Mobile, but they had to give them that termination kicker, and that's when T-Mobile started the no subsidy, buying up spectrum, and now they are where they are. But they still never going to catch the first two.
Man, all I know is that I was a T-Mobile because I was so anti AT&T back in the day that I was with T-Mobile from the beginning when they first came in there, and they were like this small fledgling company. Like even Sprint was bigger than they were. I was like, okay.
I think Sprint was bigger up until like 2 years before, because Sprint was doing well, but with the chirp and all that back in the day. I know y'all remember the chirp because they bought Nextel. They bought Nextel.
What the phone?
Then they started doing bad,
like a radio or something.
Yeah, and then they started doing bad in
phone.
recent years. See, that's the thing about it. Like, I was a Sprint customer. That's why I'm on T-Mobile now, because I was a Sprint customer, and I was, when they got bought out, it got folded in. But in Pennsylvania, where I'm at or was, Sprint is terrible in terms of service. Like, they didn't have a lot of towers,
Spectrum.
right? But most people who live in Pennsylvania nowadays, or like you would say about half, are really imports from New York, like I was, where T-Mobile in New York is fantastic because everything is fantastic in New York. Because if you're not,
everything works,
right?
Man, I lived in Northern Virginia.
No. Whoa. Hold on. In New York, it doesn't matter how big. No, it doesn't matter how big or little you are in New York, right? In terms of like phone service.
But isn't that where Verizon is from?
Right, but it doesn't matter if it's big or little. AT&T, some no name you never heard of. If it's bad service, it's not gonna fly in New York by default, right? So your service has to be excellent, and because of the nature of the city with the buildings, all that, it has to be excellent, right?
It has to work.
And T-Mobile was the cheapest, or one of the cheapest of the big names. Was the cheapest of the big four, right? And so a lot of people work in New York or came from New York and live in Pennsylvania, right? But they work in New York, right? And Pennsylvania, the tax and everything is cheaper, and so their money goes longer there, right? That's what I did for many years, right? But Sprint was terrible because they didn't really have Spectrum there. But I got onto Sprint because the pricing was really good, and I saw the writing on the wall that they were going to get bought by T-Mobile.
Did you?
A week after it happened, all of a sudden my service was just perfect. All of a sudden,
like what?
Every year is where I would get no service. Now I'm getting service all the time, easily, right? Because now it's T-Mobile. And now they have access to that spectrum because it's theirs now. And that's the story I've heard across the country with Sprint and for T-Mobile. It's vice versa. If Sprint was better in T-Mobile's ass, right? And now both of them was good because it's all the same now. And that happened nationwide.
Tech, I'm such a loyal T-Mobile customer that I lived in Northern Virginia, which is Verizon country, that when you rode the metro around the city, the only people that had signal was Verizon users in the metro at the time. So I had nothing. I couldn't talk on my phone for T-Mobile because there was no reception at all.
I don't know
Verizon
why I moved to T-Mobile, but I was AT&T. No, I was Houston
Only because
Singular.
they did something that pissed you off.
I was
Singular was what Verizon.
No.
No, that's what AT&T used to be.
What was it?
But see,
Hey,
Verizon
Realist,
is the best wherever it exists.
Realist. What was
Right,
that,
but it was
that one cell phone company back then?
That
It
was
was
the
called
problem.
GT something.
Primeco, you had Singular, you had
Singular is what AT&T.
But
is.
before,
Cricket.
but before Singular, it was like
Cricket.
GT something or G something.
Nah, I never used that.
I think I know what you mean.
But
I
then
think I
they
know
got
what you
they
mean.
got turned into Houston. They got turned
Now
to
you got Mint.
Houston Singular,
Mint.
and then eventually it got turned.
You
to
are older
Singular.
than me, Tech.
And it got turned to Singular at
Well,
some
all of us.
point, right? And I think they got bought out by AT&T, and then I was at AT&T customer for the longest time, and then eventually I don't know what happened, but I was like, I'm just gonna go to T-Mobile because it's cheaper.
Singular bought AT&T. That's what happened. The AT&T we know
AT&T
today
bought
is
Singular.
No, Singular bought AT&T. Say the Verizon we have today is AT&T rebuilding itself under its old name, under a different name. Like if you look up Verizon, okay, 9X was the baby bell of New York, right? That's basically where Verizon started. Actually, I think it was either that or Florida. I forget which, right? It was one of those two cities where they started up with, right? And they bought a lot of the elements like Lucent and all these other departments when AT&T had got broken up in the 80s. So Verizon today is mostly, or at least half of what AT&T used to be, plus other things that are new since then. Singular bought the majority of that other half of what AT&T was. T-Mobile and Sprint were primarily, okay, Sprint used to be long distance only. You remember MCI? Sprint,
MCI.
It was Sprint, and it was MCI. Remember there was specifically for long distance? And now T-Mobile was generally new because at that point now, it was all about cell phones and not home phones. So it's all different.
All of that. AT&T was the largest. It still is the largest telecommunications company. So they Singular was smaller than AT&T. AT&T bought Singular because they bought Bell South. I don't know if y'all remember back when you had to do collect calls and all that. Like you had Southwestern Bell, you had all these other ones. AT&T bought all of that. Singular was owned by, I believe, Bell South. So AT&T, that's why they have the largest network.
I'm looking it up. Let's see.
Yeah, look it up. I'm telling you.
No. Listen, if it is Singular bought AT&T Wireless in 2004, not the other way around. That's what I remember.
Yeah, because the thing is, man, me and my brother-in-law were supposed to open a cell phone shop. We loved cell phones so much back in the day. Like we just used to nerd out on this stuff. And plus, what I was gonna tell you about Sprint. Sprint was trying to buy T-Mobile a few years before.
That's right.
Because like Sprint was flying high. Like it was T-Mobile was a distant fourth.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because Sprint was trying to.
Yes.
Sprint was trying to compete better with T-Mobile.
And they could thank me for keeping them afloat.
Hey,
okay,
T-Mobile
really,
restructured.
to validate what you were saying earlier, what happened was SBC bought AT&T Corp in 2005, right? Right? Because Singular bought Singular was a joint venture SBC and Bell South, right? And they bought AT&T's wireless, right? That made them the largest U.S. wireless carrier at the time.
No.
SBC bought the original AT&T corporation. Then that corporation bought Bell South in 2006. That's why you remember it the way it is. But in 2007, that's when they renamed themselves to AT&T Mobility. But eventually, I guess they took out the mobility out the name and just AT&T.
I do remember AT&T Wireless.
And this is what I'm saying.
Basically, they created a monopoly. They had a monopoly. AT&T was the biggest thing,
right?
And then deregulation set in,
right?
And that's why you have all these companies are AT&T. They just splintered.
Right. Okay. Verizon has half, and Singular and AT&T and all those other pieces, Bell South and all. Okay, all the other half that didn't merge into Verizon got merged into what we know now as AT&T, and then everybody else is just the new ones ever because it's been so long now. Wireless is the thing, right? And everything that was wired didn't really matter as much in terms of market share anymore.
We'll say though, their internet has been pretty good. AT&T.
Yeah.
So every week we have our tangent conversation, and every week I never see it coming. I
Yeah.
did not see. I
See
did
this
not
one
see
coming.
Talk about cell phones.
cell phone arrangement and
And sports
rearrangement
and
coming.
piracy and what Xbox was doing, but we
Well,
didn't even touch
we
on
always-
it.
So
we
how
always
does this
do
tie
sport.
into Xbox and gaming?
Because it's
Uh,
it's a price of services and shit, and they
Because
always
half
increase
of
the prices.
Xbox, you could be like T-Mobile, and you could take more.
Yeah.
and be bigger
Yeah.
than what you
Wow.
were.
Because-
hey, on the cool, y'all remember that? Which I think would have been the smartest thing to do if you're going to do a cloud. Xbox tried to have that partnership with Verizon, but nobody was paying $600 for those razors. Y'all
Right.
remember that?
I remember. You're
Because
right.
if you want to be on the cloud,
Yeah, they made me
You
feel
need
bad
to-
because I had a
you need-
razor.
you need no. You didn't have that. That's okay. What is it called? The G Cloud.
The G
It was-
Cloud.
Oh
it was-
yeah,
it
I
was-
didn't
it
have
was-
G
that.
Cloud is really good.
No.
It
Okay,
still
that's
is
not
really
what I'm. Okay, well, I'm just using that as an example where it's a cloud streaming only device.
Yeah.
This is what that was, but it had a Verizon radio on it so that you could stream without needing to connect to
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Nobody bought it. It was
Nobody
like
bought it.
$6.99. That was to me, and I thought that was a great price because I would, if these phones were $1,000, I thought it was going to cost about $1,000. But you got some nice phones out there for $700, like the Pixel phones. But yeah, that device was like $700, and nobody bought it.
The other
But that's how that
tie-in to
goes.
gaming was on the Vita when they first came out. That had the
Yeah.
AT&T,
It had one that was 3G.
three.
Speaking of a Sony platform that's gone away, apparently we have to have a funeral for another studio. Is that what we heard this week?
Yeah. Ain't that some shit, huh?
So I'm sorry, but yeah, the Vita had the AT&T
Did you like it?
connection,
Did you like how I segued that?
and
That
it was only
pretty smooth, actually.
$10 for the service.
Really
Right,
give a
Tech said F that segue.
I know
Yeah.
he did, but it was still smooth.
Well,
man.
because as we were talking about the Vita, my son comes in. He's like, "Mom said I can use the computer." I'm like, "Okay, so why are you whispering to me?" Because you're on the streaming thing. I'm like, "Okay." And then when I got back, that's
Mom
when you guys
said
talked
you can
about
use the computer.
segues.
Well,
Tell
I
him,
still
tell
said
him,
no.
tell
Fuck
him
outta
you
here.
told the whole, tell him you told the whole world he's grounded. He don't need to whisper.
Yep.
Kieran,
Well,
they-
it wasn't really
they-
him,
they-
but I grounded both of them because of the other brother. His other,
Oh,
yeah.
well, look, fellas. So they think that we're just stupid Xbox fans. Every time we call it, like we see it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't see it. But
They see
Sony,
it. They just don't wanna
Jim
admit it.
Ryan didn't tell any lies to the CMA, to any other tribunal that he had to speak with when he said that they cannot compete with Call of Duty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right?
They got marathon.
They tried. They tried. No, that's not the Call of Duty competitor.
1.2
Duty-
million people copies.
The Call of
Two-thirds
Duty
of the
competitor was the one from Deviation Games. Because now the guy Blandel, or however you say his name, he said that it wasn't a service game, but I don't believe him. Because they were trying to you bring in these Treyarch guys
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
to make a Call of Duty competitor. Now that didn't work. That was Deviation. They closed Deviation because they took the side of Blandel over other leadership that left.
Mhm.
Then Dark Outlaw is announced last year. Now Dark Outlaw is gone.
It's closed. The touch of death.
Bro, but outside of them, the one that really like upsetting is that Korean game with that Sleeping Dogs Korean game. The guy who left Yakuza.
Oh yeah, now it needs funding. It's in
Yeah.
trouble now or some shit, right?
Yeah, $40 million because I think it's NetEase
That's not
cut
much.
the spending.
That's not much.
Yeah.
You think that's
And they try
accurate?
to frame them
1.2
like they were
million.
fucking up or some shit.
You think that's accurate?
What?
One thing. Who came out with it? 1.2 million sold for Marathon.
No, it's not. That's from Millennia.
And they're saying that
It's an
two-thirds
estimate.
is Steam anyway. That's just an estimate, right? Based on
Okay.
the Steam
Yeah.
numbers, and then like all types of wonky math they're trying to do. Right?
Because I thought it was low when I heard it. I was like, please. I mean, I'm not rooting for anybody to fail, but please
Right.
don't let that be accurate, man, because that's bad.
But
No,
okay, are you
bad.
playing Marathon?
Yeah.
No, but
Okay,
I want.
mean,
But I'm actually rooting for those developers that stayed and actually tried to turn that game
No.
around.
no, they should have stayed at 343.
he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
Like-
he ain't wrong.
Like the
You
thing
see how quickly he
is
changed
like
feet? You get it.
it's just like this is a Sony problem. Sony is chasing live service trends arriving to the market 5 to 8 years too late.
Yep.
Like
No, I agree. I said that.
You've
You've been
already
saying
got, and then when once I saw Arc Raiders, I said Marathon is dead.
Yeah.
That was like back when they first like showed gameplay, and they said it was an extraction, and they said it was an extraction shooter. Go ahead.
Because you said once you saw Arc Raiders, you knew that Marathon was dead. When I saw in Marathon, I knew Marathon was dead. And that's the thing. I'm not even saying it for a joke, although it's haha funny. But have I not been saying this the whole time? The first time I and most of the internet had put eyes on it. Like that's what we thought.
Did you see the tweet that I put? Did you see the tweet that I put that Arc went up during Marathon's server?
Of course it did.
I was laughing when I read that, man. I was like, are you kidding me? The competition increased subscription or increased players during Marathon's server slam.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not good, man.
Yeah.
Bro, they were booting people from lobbies for saying Arc Raiders. That's how scared they were of Arc Raiders.
People are just saying Arc Raiders.
That's Tech's game of the year, by the way.
They were trolling.
I'm not gonna let them get away with it. That's Tech's game of the year. So,
Marathon is a good game though. It's just that if you're gonna come to the market, you need to do something different.
I don't think Concord was a bad game either, to be honest with you.
No, we said that you and I both said it. We already got Apex Legends, and Overwatch is always gonna be able to make a comeback. They like as soon as they listen to what the people want and they bust it out there, it's back over 100 on Steam, and that's not even their biggest player base.
So let me ask you a question, Realist. Who sold more copies right now, Marathon or Crimson Desert?
Crimson Desert.
I just want to hear him say
how are you guys liking it? Who got it anyways? Who actually got it?
I wish I had it. Everybody's loving it from what I'm seeing. At first, there was complaints about this and that and yada yada with the release.
I played 20 hours on it
Everybody
already.
Done shut up about that because they fixed it the next day. Actually, they fixed it the same day, by the way.
I haven't bought it for myself yet,
so I was critical. I was critical of its launch. I stand by my criticism.
No doubt. It was fair criticism.
It's a good game.
Is it?
But what were your criticisms?
It was about the whole launch
It was
thing
twofold. The criticism was twofold. One was the IBM announcement, or not IBM, the Intel announcement. They should have made that earlier. Yeah, they should have made that earlier instead of the day that it did. That was bullshit.
Yeah.
And then two,
agreed.
If you're going to do play anywhere, you should be able to play it anywhere on day one, and you couldn't.
Wait, but what do you mean?
I couldn't play. I couldn't play it on my Rogue. I couldn't play it on my PC on day one. I had to wait till like day 3.
But here's the funny thing about it: they fixed it day one. the patch came that fixed it that night, same day,
23rd hour.
Yeah. But I'm saying though, the same day. And here's the thing about it: once people
I didn't get
started
it patched
playing it
that
next
night.
day, no, you didn't, but it existed, right? But what I'm saying is.
Yeah.
Immediately after it was playable again, it was okay. Those complaints, it was a little bit of periphery, and everybody was lost in the game instantly.
I love the game.
It's like everybody from every other platform already was.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody,
I've seen
but I love the
on
game.
The videos, but what does it play like?
Yeah, don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it.
It plays unlike any other game, because that's why I wanted to hear Kieran's complaint, because like people were complaining about the way you had to precise jump and all this. It was like, obviously this is a PC game too. Yeah. And the precise jump will help with that. The precise chop.
It is funky. The moves are funky at first, but you get used to it.
To me it wasn't funky. It just wasn't what everybody. It's like I think Microsoft has a patent on the way you can aim down sights and shoot.
What?
You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like it's something along those lines. So when you play these games, everybody's control scheme is only until you get to like a Bethesda where they make wide jump. But everybody else has the same scheme. You know what I mean? So this one is different. And so since it was different, people complained. I had no problems with the precise jump. You didn't even need to do the precise jump.
No, not really.
You don't.
In the tutorial you did, but that's because they were teaching you how to do it.
No, yeah. But like I had no problem with it. It was just something different to learn. And
the only thing that I don't prefer that they do is they rely, if you're doing controller, they rely on those there's some bumpers and button combinations that are a little off.
Yeah,
But
jank.
Okay, it's not just me. I thought it was maybe because I was trying to play on handheld. So you get like a
no.
delay when you try to do the quick slash.
Yeah, and the problem I have with that is I mean, this is a type of game that I don't see, like I'm enjoying it.
Mhm.
But this is the type of game I can see people play like Skyrim, where they play 30 hours, they get tired of it, and then they leave for like 6 months, and they're like, oh, I got to urge to
But
play
they'll be
Skyrim.
playing it for the next 20.
Right, and the problem with that is that because of the controls are different, it's gonna take you to get used to it all over again. Where Skyrim was, and you brought up Bethesda, which is very good because Skyrim's controls are a little bit easier. But this, I love this game. I there's a little bit, there's several games in this. I almost like, even the bosses to me is almost like, it's almost like a Souls light. I'm not gonna say it's a Souls game. It's not a Souls game. It's not hard enough to be a Souls game. It's not a Souls light game, but it's like a Souls light where the bosses are challenging. That if you're not picking it up, you're gonna get your butt kicked.
Does it have
So-
save points? They can, or save whenever you want to.
You can save scum,
Yes, you can save it. Yeah,
but
and
like
have
it does a lot of auto saving.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't lose your shit when you die, but there's difficulty to it, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I haven't
Well,
played.
yeah,
it
it's not
I wish I
a
could have
Souls
this
game.
I wish I could play it right now. But
No, it's not
you
a
know
Souls game, but there is a considerable difference between regular mobs and the bosses. And
You know,
there's some that I've had to, I was like, oh, okay, let me figure this mechanic out a little bit. So
the biggest problem I see people have
you sound
is
extra
that-
weird. Your mic is kind of fucked up. I don't know what's going on.
because someone,
Really?
I was reading, someone says you can spam the same move over and over again, and I'm like, not on these bosses, you can't, because I don't know what move
I've
you're
been
talking
seeing the
about.
clips of dudes doing wrestling moves. They got the sword and all. They're not even using. They're doing rock bottoms and shit. all day.
Well, but those you
skills.
got to skill up to get though, so that's not early game.
But it's funny to see, right? And then
Yeah.
that shield you showed me earlier today.
Dude,
Wow, right?
that was off a boss, yeah.
That's crazy.
And I've been playing it on PC. I have not played it on console, so
So to play anywhere. Okay, so you're playing on your desktop PC. Okay,
Yes, I am.
compared to the Series X, you have a 3060 Ti or regular? Really?
regular,
I
I
mean,
think.
Kieran?
Yeah,
the
Regular.
36
Regular,
no,
I
Kieran,
think.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A regular 3060. Okay, compared to
I got
Series
3080.
I got a
That's
1050
about okay. Well, the
Ti.
30
Woo.
better than the Series X, but it's little more. It's still the 3060 is more than a Series X, but not too much more. But
1050,
more,
baby.
right? But
Did you look at the specs? Sick?
I know, I know all of that. What I'm saying is, for him, he's getting a great experience, greater than the Xbox console, because for him, he didn't want to play on his Xbox at the time when he was having when all this issues was happening with the Play Anywhere. You could have the option for him. I was saying, well, why don't you play on the Xbox? And he said he didn't have the hard drive space, and he didn't.
Yeah,
want to go through all
I
this
didn't. Yeah, I
do,
didn't want to put
to
100
get it
on the
installed,
drive.
right?
Yep.
So his other option was played on his desktop PC, but once again, same issue, and they fixed it the next day. So now that he mentions the PC, his desktop again, I'm realizing, has he really messed with it on the ROG Ally as much?
No, I have not. I'm going to tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going
I
to
presume the
tomorrow.
answer was no.
I was going to do it today, but I had ran out of time. Because
That's
I
not good.
actually finally saw a tweet that said they were playing on the Rogue and they liked it. I know I could not play it on the Rogue last weekend.
And anybody who has that MSI Claw, man, for now, although they have announced they're gonna, you know what I mean? Because the MSI Claw, if this whole Intel drama between them, we don't know what that was about, right? Like, we would have assumed that would have been the best hardware to play it on, especially with XCSS now, and they added the multi-frame gen, all this other shit, right? Like, it's really good, really, really good. It's that step above the Xbox Ally X, right? It's got like a little chunk more, right? And that's pretty damn. It's measurable, right? But it doesn't have that, so it's all about the Xbox Ally X. And when the Xbox Ally X gets its MPU update where they could do the frame gen, or upscaling, whatever they plan to do with that. That's going to be
You mean
another.
like, you mean the console or the handheld?
The handheld PC, right?
So you saying it doesn't work?
It doesn't work on the anything Intel right now.
No. On the Ally.
It doesn't have that upscaler.
I have a 3070 Ti.
Because you can select it.
You can pick FSR and shit like that, but I mean, no, that Microsoft one, the one that's built into the Xbox Ally X, right?
Okay,
all right, supposed to activate in about a month or so, right? That will level the playing field. I'm saying, for instance, in an imaginary world where this whole Intel and Pearl Abyss drama didn't happen, and they had support from day one, right, with XeSS and all of that, right? The Claw would have been the best handheld to play on, right? And in a month from now, the ROG Ally X would have had something to, level the playing field, I would imagine, mostly. But for now, that doesn't exist, right? You can't play it on anything Intel right now, right? And the Ally doesn't have its upscaler yet. There's just FSR.
FSR is buns, bro.
FSR is buns, right? That's why I'm saying it doesn't have its upscaler yet. That's why I'm saying the words the way I'm saying them, very specifically.
No, it's there. Like for the handheld,
right?
On the PC, FSR looks
on anything
cool.
because it's good software.
Even though even though I'm on Nvidia and Intel on my PC,
right?
It feels great, right?
Yeah.
But on a handheld, you put it on FSR upscaler. That way, you get to use the frame gen,
right?
And then but once you use the upscaler, it's buns,
right?
It's horrible. It's like I don't know how to describe it, but the lights look like Minecraft on the ground. Like when you go into the lights, you get shimmering. It's horrible.
It's ass.
So what I do is I turn that off and put it on the native AA, and then put it then put it on 720 medium, and I'm getting 40 frames on that. And then it looks clear.
Have you tried lossless scaling?
Lossless scaling? No, because it's already a known issue with that in that game.
Oh, it is? Okay, I didn't hear about that.
See all the workarounds you guys got to do on PC. Man, that's why I'd rather just be on console.
That's true. It's true. I mean, you gotta have the spirit of a tinkerer to be on PC. Like, but this is why Xbox. If Xbox can pull it off like I hope they can, really make a console experience, that will change the game. Because I know Sick used to hear me EITCH a lot about how I don't want to tinker no more.
I always tell you that's valid because I don't want to have to either unless I choose to. I should have that option.
I used to spend more time tinkering than gaming, bro.
Yeah. Right. And so this is what I'm saying. That Xbox Allies upscaler that they have, right? That hardware upscaler, whatever you want to call it. I'm not using the exact correct nomenclature. But there is some functionality that's yet to be unlocked. Or that they promised that this handheld possesses even before release, right?
But they gotta optimize for it though.
Well, it's a part of the system, and the developers don't really have to do anything the way it works, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So when they enable that, we need to re-examine the situation because you see how Tech reacted, right? That's a fair and logical reaction, right? He doesn't want to have to do. He just wants to be able to play, and he can on his Xbox. But his handheld that he just got, okay, here's a game that it has so many hours of gameplay. You could sit here and play this game for months, if not a year plus.
You're at least putting 200 hours on this game. And
this is what I'm saying, right? So you'd like to be able to play it at home and on the go with the handheld that could support it. And currently, the handheld situation ain't too great, but within a month or so, it may be at least passable, minimum, right? I think better than that on the Xbox Ally X, and we'll soon see. And
I don't even know why you want to play a game like this if you're only going to put 50 to 100 hours in it, because it's
right. But this is a game that you're going to spend a lot of time on, so you want to be able to play it wherever and however you can.
Man,
I haven't. Let me put it to you this way: I haven't felt like this since Red Dead Redemption 2 because I'm always
people are saying
because the map. Dude, it's
people are saying it.
I'm telling you right now.
I don't know though.
I'm telling you right now. there will be another Crimson Desert title in the future.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's definitely gonna
I
get a
don't
sequel.
think so.
Because
You don't think you didn't even play it? I haven't played it. I know you're wrong.
no, I mean
I know
I'm not
Tekken, you're
saying
joking.
I'm not
fucking
saying
with
that they are not Rockstar. I'm not saying that at all.
No,
they could
But
be.
they
but
could
it's
be.
easy money. They
But
could.
they
Be.
could be. There
Yeah.
is a
Yeah,
lot of stuff in this game. There's a lot of detail in this game. A lot of. I mean, I showed you the picture of the buzzards, man.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yes.
I was like,
Mhm.
what is this? I'm hearing all this squawking. I look at above me and there's buzzards flying around because I just nailed this whole pack. I just killed a whole bunch of bandits.
And this and another thing too, Kieran, you can break just about everything.
Mhm.
Yes. I see that.
Unless it's like a house somebody owns. You can just go into houses and start cutting down and start chipping off the door.
So what's the
You know what I'm saying?
So what's the story about? Like, what's the goal here? What they're trying to do? Save the world? Save the planet? Rescue somebody?
Revenge.
Restore the gray veins.
Restore your clan, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gray
Revenge.
Mains.
Revenge.
But
basically.
even then,
And
but
get
like
back.
Red Dead Redemption 2 and other Rockstar games, yeah, there's the mainline story, but the treasure of the game is everything else you can get into.
Mhm.
It's the journey, not the destination.
It's exactly.
That's what I was gonna say before my headset switched. That's the problem that I see this valid to me. It is very MMO-ish.
It
because
is.
it originally
Meaning,
was.
meaning that for today's unimaginative gamers,
Mhm.
they should have a canvas, but instead they have analysis paralysis, and there's too much for them to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
The first day I played this game, I just went mining. I treated it like it was ESO because and I chopped the trees to see which way they fell. One of them actually fell on me and hurt me. You got to find the nodes. You chop the trees. Eventually, one of your first abilities is to be able to use those trees as a weapon if you needed to. It's like there's too much for them. Everywhere you go, there is a quest or objective. Not really an objective. Something that you could do. Like you got people that just riding around picking up cats and hugging cats.
So you know what this kind of reminds me of, but not exactly the same kind of thing, but kind of what happened in Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was stuff to do everywhere, and you got into the whole, building bases and things, and that became a game for you in and of itself. You played the rest of the game, right? And you know a lot about this stuff. It was in fact you who was helping to, foresee what I gotta do and decisions on that I would have to make upcoming in the game at a point where I hadn't reached those choices yet, right? But outside of that, you found lots of gameplay, things to do that's not really a part of the main game. And for you, it was the base building. You did other things too, but that's just the one thing I'm mentioning, right?
You know the problem. You know the thing is, Sig, is I understood what Todd Howard said when he said most of the planets are for resources.
Yeah.
What people expected out of 125 planets.
They thought everyone's gonna be Coruscant.
They thought that they were gonna be quests and people. No, you're gonna go to some of these planets and there's nothing in there.
Nothing there. Yeah.
But you go there to get specific minerals or whatever gases. You go there for resources.
Iron or whatever. Yeah.
That's what they're for. That's what they said. I understood that.
Yeah, because they said in plain English.
I just happen to like making warehouses.
Yes.
Remember,
Sick. You want to.
Remember the guy that got upset because he couldn't land on a gas planet?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna name that moron. Everybody.
Sick. You want to know a good comparison of what Realist, because Realist is right. Like a lot of the gamers today may not like it because it is like an MMO. Which, by the way, they were talking about making DLCs is fine. I have no problem with it. They were talking about making this multiplayer. I don't want this multiplayer, but that's just my preference.
Maybe co-op though.
Maybe co-op. Maybe co-op.
That's what they mean by multiplayer. I thought most people are very specific about it. Some people
I don't think they need it though. I don't think they need it.
But it's like Starfield.
You can get companions. I don't feel lonely when I play this game because it's populated. Like I'm not far. I'm only in the second act. So like, but everywhere I go, there's somebody around. there's a bandit, there's something there. It's not like when you go play a Last of Us, like you kind of want a companion, you know what I mean? Like, because otherwise you're by yourself.
Yeah.
And there might be a monster, you know what I'm saying? But there's gaps between the monsters. They don't regenerate. I like it that they don't regenerate.
Yeah. And Sick, I'll tell you, if you about the attention span, it's like the way this game is like Game of Thrones, where some people love Game of Thrones, but there's some people so turned off by it because there's so many different houses and stuff like that that they have to keep track of. It's like so many balls in the air. How do I keep it? If you're like a single story dude that can only focus on one story, you're probably not going to like this game.
You know, this current and future generation is going to be like that. It's single-minded. Like,
you already are. Focus. That's what you were talking about earlier with your son.
But I love this game because you can get lost in this game, but you get lost for good reasons. And the stuff that you're doing, you don't feel like you're wasting your time because there's always something good you're getting out of it that you can use.
I'm seeing these long, big games, just like Fallout, just like Starfield, even Stalker now. I'll just wander around because the environment looks amazing. And then I'll run into something like, oh, hey, can you help me out? I'm like, oh.
The wildlife reminds me of Red Dead Redemption 2. But I love this game. And I agree with it does seem like an MMO. The only difference that I have with the MMO is there's a lot of stuff you grind in MMOs that end up being useless, where I don't feel that in this case.
Well, the reason why I can relate to it being MMO is because I've played ESO, and that's what it's like. Like, it's like you go gather stuff. Man, the inventory sucks. I don't understand why they give you a chest that you can't put stuff into. I heard
and they had
a
patch to improve. No, that was the patch that they used to improve it, so it was even worse then. So that's what Cole Carnage was talking about. I go, dude, this inventory blows.
But you know, like with an MMO, it's a multiplayer, and you got a group of people, and you need 20 million quests to keep the people engaged, to keep the people doing something.
Yeah.
And so this game is a single player game, but you still have that type of.
But
you still have the prospect.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one that said MMO though. So I mean, I'm not saying
everything I heard though was that originally it was an MMO, and they got pretty far in development, right? And then they flipped it off of that to make it a single player. But remember how game development works nowadays. They have to plan out all this kind of stuff before they even put a line of code, right? So therefore, that would mean then that they have planned out a lot of these missions and stuff, you know, and from the way the story goes, that they had gotten pretty far in development. So therefore, all that stuff was already there, right? And then decided to go into making it single player. So now, if they make a sequel, which we all agree they are gonna, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna have to do the same thing again. They're gonna have to understand that that's what they did before, and that's the reason why it is the way it is now, and look to do that in the future. But because it happened because of a change of plan after the fact, and not to be the plan originally, is it going to be the same thing in that way? But of course, you know, better and more improved, and you know, with the advantage of hindsight, or is it not going to capture that magic the same way? If you follow what I'm saying.
If they do like Rockstar and they have like a game like this like once every 10 years, I think it's fine.
Then
if it's something where they're going to try to do every 3 years or something like that, then they'll probably tail off.
I think they'll be able to sell this game for 10 years like a Witcher.
Like a Witcher, especially if they add more and more content. That's all they got to really do to do that. They got to fix it, what they continue to do. We already see the bug fixes.
Well, everybody's been begging for another Red Dead, but we ain't getting one.
That's what I was about to say. We ain't going to see Red Dead till 2030 something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
I'm saying,
but like this game I think it's going to sell well, just like all the other big popular what do they call RPGs?
The music is fantastic, Sick, by the way.
Really?
Yep.
A lot of people say that it's not an RPG. I don't want to get into that argument anymore with anybody.
It's not an
that's BS.
RPG.
No.
I don't know how it could not be an RPG.
I'm seeing
It's not.
so I'm seeing different characters
not an
here
action RPG?
while they're playing the video here. Is there different classes you can choose from, like at the beginning, or what?
No,
No.
you are a gray main.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could choose different weapons though.
And magic and stuff like that. That's the thing about it. But you level up. You have armor and items and stuff, right?
Yeah, but
Well,
that's not. That's not.
but
an
everything is
RPG.
also-
because I see a
That's
guy
not an
here.
RPG.
It seems like
Really,
he's the
you
main
missed the joke.
character, but then I see a
Everything's
woman
RPG
too,
now.
so I wasn't sure if there was
I know
like
you're
different,
aware of that
different
conversation.
classes that you can select from.
Let
Like, is it
me
a
just say.
barbarian? Is there like a
I'll just say this without
a bunch?
spoiling it. It is obvious that they are fans of Rockstar games, and I will put it that way because there is a number of things that you will notice. You're like, oh, that that happened in this game.
Mhm.
Oh, that's just like that game. They are heavily influenced by Rockstar.
Okay. That's good
But
to
no,
hear.
see. So like the whole RPG thing. I don't know if y'all know the dude Gamester. That's how he and I fell out. He listen.
Oh,
I
but
It's a joke.
know
You
what
know that, right? I was alluding to the joke. That's all. It has
I know
RPG
who-
elements. But RPG elements is everywhere. is my
Right, but with the RPG guys who say that's not an RPG, that's
Right.
not an RPG,
Right.
that's RPG elements. Those
Right.
are the people who make these arguments, and they're right.
point. They're right.
RPG,
Yes, I get it.
RPG comes from tabletop.
Yes.
Tabletop has dice.
Yeah.
Choices
dice
matter.
Yeah. There's no dice.
You're
rolling
playing. You're
behind
playing.
the
You're playing a role, right? And that's why it's not a role play game. Just like Gamester and I got into it because he says my friend played more RPGs than anybody, even you. I said probably, but that doesn't mean that Final Fantasy is an RPG. It's not. It has RPG elements. It's a Japanese RPG. RPGs have subgenres, but when you hear people say what is and what isn't, this is what they're talking about. These are your Dungeons and Dragons players. This is why Baldur's Gate. It's what is it? Unquestionably an RPG.
Yeah, it's very literally Dungeons and Dragons.
I did.
See, that's the thing that people don't know about JRPGs, and I gotta add this: the branch of the tree that JRPGs branch off of has nothing to do with D&D. Wizardry. That's the one that blew up in Japan that everything else tried to emulate. All the early JRPGs, right? Especially all that computer stuff where it was all menus and stuff, right? They branched off of that. That's more like Ultima and stuff like that in that way. Not, what you see with Baldur's Gate, where it's more Dungeons and Dragons very specifically. And all the JRPG dudes who are my age and even older, they don't know none of that. They really don't at all. They don't understand that origin and that point of view because they never really fuck with the PC stuff that's more D&D style like you're talking about, which you understand this. They don't.
Yeah, but,
on their
see,
side.
that's the only people, like I think Alex was one of those people that's telling people what is and what isn't. It's like it has to be tabletop style for them to classify it as an RPG.
RPG, because that's all they know.
Otherwise, that's where it came from. That's what they call an RPG.
And that means the library of RPGs is very small.
Yes.
That's why they'll accept that it's a subgenre, right?
Right.
Yeah. But like
that's why they always call them
like,
JRPGs. It is a subgenre, but they don't know.
But like your choices need to matter. This is why Baldur's Gate still has 80,000 players.
Yep.
It's not because it took that long to play. It's because people are making different decisions and getting different roles.
You can play it 100 different ways.
Right. Yep. And it's just like Dungeons and Dragons. Why do I know? Why did I learn all this crap? It is Dungeons and Dragons for one.
Yep.
It's because I went to the manga shop that happened to have D&D tables, and I met some buddies, and
back in the day.
D&D back in the day.
No, it's not. No, it ain't no back in the day. This is my kids wanted mangas. I went to the comic store.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to a comic book store. I said, well, I'll look at some mangas with y'all, and they have like 20 tables in there. You got guys in there playing all manner of RPGs, including the one that costs a lot of money that I wasted $1,500 on the starter kit for. Warhammer.
Oh
They got
boy.
they got Warhammer tables,
That's
Dungeons
funny,
and
man.
Dragons tables.
Warhammer's blowing
They
up.
got a bunch of RPGs, and that's what they want the games to be. Baldur's Gate is one of the games to go mainstream, actually running that play. Most games that try to do it that way are not going to sell 30 million units. They're not. They're going to be niche.
He's right.
I would love for Pearl Abyss to do a game like this with Lord of the Rings, but I know it's never going to happen because they're not going to.
Lord of the Rings needs to have a game, yeah. But I mean, look, I've always said,
but this would be
after
this would
Starfield
be
was
awesome.
released,
Yeah.
if you take equal parts of Starfield and Mass Effect, right? You see how in Mass Effect there's parts where in your ship and you talk to everybody in the crew and different sections of the ship, right?
Yeah.
If you merge that with Starfield, that's a Star Trek game. Then that's the way a Star Trek game needs to be, and that would blow up and make Star Trek in and of the franchise itself
I'm just
big, just like the Warhammer games have done for Warhammer, right?
Yep.
It brought people into Warhammer and the other aspects of Warhammer, like the figures, the lore, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Courage and honor, brother. But there you have it.
It is a game worth buying. I will say that.
Hell yeah.
I'll eventually get it.
Even with all my criticisms but my criticisms was not necessarily about the content of the game. It was just the rollout.
It was about the platform situation.
And so
day one stuff.
Yeah,
that's what.
That's what I was saying. Nobody's gonna remember the day one stuff, but everybody, except for those people who want to use that as a narrative. Or like, why should I buy PC games on Xbox when I could buy them on Steam? But these are the guys who are already on Steam and they're not interested in Xbox as a platform to buy PC game in the first goddamn place.
No, as a consumer, I look at it this way: as a consumer,
being fair and looking at it as a consumer. But I'm not talking about you, clearly, right? I'm talking about those people, right?
No.
Who made all this stink. They made that stink because they were never down with it in the first. It's like PlayStation dudes talking about Xbox all the goddamn time. Yeah. Why do they do that?
Well, you asked me point blank if I was going to return it, and I said no.
No, right? But that was a loaded question. I already knew the answer was no. Right. But I asked that question so that it was on the open. Of course, the answer is no. So I understand your belly aching, and I say belly aching like not even baby. Because that's not even a term I'd be using, right?
Belly
it's not.
Aching. No, it's the first.
No,
time.
I want them to be better. I want them to be. Yeah, I want them to be better. I'm a fan of this company, and I'm a fan of Xbox.
That's not the platform's fault. That was the game's fault. Right?
I agree.
That was the game.
I agree, but unfortunately,
but just
I
like
agree.
with anything, day one stuff that happens.
It happened to Call of Duty every fucking year, but nobody blames any platform.
I agree. I agree. However, like I've said before, optics matter. And when your Xbox saying play anywhere and it doesn't play anywhere,
even when it's not their fault, and you know it.
I know it's not their fault, but it makes it. But it makes them look bad, though. And
it also makes them look bad when you say it, and you know it's not them. Is what I'm saying, right? People like yourself and myself who know what it really is, but you say it anyway, knowing how it's going to be perceived. But then you talk about how it's going to be perceived when you participated in it.
Yeah,
I think if you're going to do Play Anywhere. And right now, Play Anywhere is brand new. So I'm I'm hearing what he's saying, but it's not realistic.
That they're really pushing into it, or
they're really pushing into. I know, but they're really pushing into it.
Sure. And then a big
I gave a tweet. I did a tweet to Asha, and I said, "Look, if the delay is because of Microsoft certification, and by the way, you liked that tweet."
Yes, I did. I like all your tweets.
And I said this would be an opportunity for Xbox to look into that to see if to review their processes, which they should be doing regularly anyway.
Reviewing their processes anyway. That's why I gave it a like, because I still agree with that.
But if you're going to do Play Anywhere, and that's going to be one of your major selling points to compete with the likes of Steam, then Xbox.
But I already negated that with what I said originally. That's not what this is all about. And when you say that in response, you make it about that when it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Period. That's not addressing what I'm talking about. That's just saying your own point while still valid.
So I want to know. I want to know, did she respond?
No, of course not.
No, she didn't respond.
I don't think anybody else even liked it.
See, I
besides me.
sent something to Sarah Bond in public, and she sent me a DM. I'm like, thanks. I gave her a fist bump.
Cool.
Really?
No,
Oh, you did.
No, she
I
really did.
think
She really did.
I mean I have a and most of this Sick is right. 99% of this, 99% of this is Pearl Abyss.
Yeah.
My issue my issue is
doesn't help that.
No,
It only furthers digs that grave deeper.
But one of the complaints with Xbox is that there are some developers that say that there's challenges when they're putting a game on their platform. I'm curious as to what Xbox could have done with Pearl Abyss to make sure that it runs smoother. If you're saying that there isn't cool, I don't agree with that, because I think that Xbox could always, they knew this game was coming out because Xbox was also helping get this game. They were helping to get this game out. They had tweets on this game for days before they actually released it. Xbox did.
Marketing.
Yes, and my point is, if you're assisting with the marketing, then what did Xbox do? And I don't know the answer to that. I'm curious to know the answer to that. What did Xbox do to reach out to Pearl Abyss and say, "Hey guys, is everything good? Will it run? Has anybody even tried it on?"
Nobody does this. Why are we holding this Microsoft accountable for this shit? This was marketing. This is what you're not hearing. I'm telling you, because your actions are showing otherwise. Even if you understand the words, you're still doing it anyway. Listen and understand. Not listen to reply. Listen to understand. What's the purpose of you saying certain things when the impact of it is only going to be one way?
Who says it's only going to be one way? Who says it's going to be only one way?
That's what happened. That's what happened. Everyone who says that, right? I understand where you're coming from. I know you. I understand where you're coming from.
I'm talking as a consumer. You want me to buy this game on your platform.
Right.
And you helped market this game.
Right. But so did everybody else.
I want to play it on PC, and I couldn't play it for the first 36 hours unless I was forced to. If I wanted to play it on day one, it was going to be on my console. I couldn't even play it on my handheld. You're darn right. I have a right to say something. Hey, Xbox, is there anything you could do to prevent this from happening in the future?
That's what I'm saying to you. Why are you complaining about the platform instead of the?
I'm not.
Who made the freaking game?
I'm not complaining about the platform. No, you're taking it in a totally different.
You rarely, but listen, you're not talking about Pearl Abyss. You're talking about Microsoft. This is what you've been talking about.
Go look at the tweet. I had more tweets about Pearl Abyss than I did about Xbox.
Well, because it's been days. Because this Xbox only happened.
Hey, fellas. I understand both sides.
I understand what he's saying.
Karen was irritated because he couldn't play the game, but to me. It's just like when there's outages. I'm just gonna find something else to do if I can't log in. I can't log into my game. But you feel like I don't expect perfection from humans either. But there have been too many day one Play Anywhere Game Pass games that works right out of the box. The figurative box. Metaphor had no issues. Stalker had no issues. So this is a Pearl Abyss issue.
Yeah.
Could Microsoft have done anything? Yes, they could always do. Everybody could always do better. There's always something that you could have done, but I don't think that Microsoft is the cause of it. Pearl Abyss.
Nobody said Microsoft.
It's Pearl Abyss's game. So if they want people to be able to play their game that they spent years to build, and they charge $70 for it, $84 in my case, then they need to make sure that the game works. Just like your complaint with Intel. I had nothing to say, just shut up, went on mute. They should have had that. They should have either made a press release that Intel had an issue, or they had to do something.
What's up,
right?
Poe?
But I don't.
What
happened? Go.
That, homie.
Yeah, but that's a Pearl Abyss issue because we've had too many day one games come right in day one with no issues.
Yeah, and what?
So I guess luckily for me, since I got it the second day it came out, I didn't have to deal with any of that.
Yeah.
But
it's about narratives for me. My main issue isn't even what he's saying.
Day one
that Kieran is saying or anything else. It's about narratives, right? It's
I'm
not
not
about what
creating
you
a
say.
narrative,
No. I know you're not. Listen to what I'm
But you're saying I am.
I didn't say that. You didn't even let me finish before you tell me what I'm saying. How could you do that?
I've heard you for
Doesn't
20
make
minutes tell me that I'm
"Please
creating a narrative.
Stop crying.
No.
Crying face.
What I'm
I mean,
saying
stop,
to you is
stop yelling or arguing.
what I'm saying to you is if I'm telling you, if you're saying something, right?
Yeah.
You have to understand how your words are being perceived, no matter what you're saying.
Yeah.
Understand the impact of your words.
Yeah.
Like, how is it going to be taken? Understand, like, consider the audience of the people who are going to hear your words. Like, all they're going to do is flip that into some other shit, even if they don't have a bias one way or another. That's how they're perceiving it.
Well, just
it's not about the facts. It's about
Sony don't
perception.
even have Play Anywhere. Oh,
I don't even know where even to start with that, because one, you act like I have this like huge following.
I literally said you don't.
You do.
So why are you going to that? I know.
No, but you're saying I need to consider what other people see when I say it. No, I don't. You're going to take it the way I want to, whatever I say.
Okay. That's why when people say all this other shit, and then the narrative becomes one way,
and I will call them out on BS on it. I will call their BS out on that. But all I'm saying is, if you are tweeting days before this game, and you are giving, and I don't know if there was a marketing deal. I doubt there was. This was a game with a lot of hype. Xbox went on the the tail of the comet here and saying, "Look, play anywhere. Cool."
But they're marketing their platform. They're not marketing the game. They were marketing their platform.
Yes, and you're marketing for me.
Like Realist said, all those other games that are out there. But the narrative becomes from your complaints. Your fair complaints, by the way. Your fair complaints. Stop trying to frame it like I'm attacking you. Stop acting like a victim.
Jeez.
You're not a victim, right? But there are all these other games. But there's all these other games that come out with no problem. When you say it the way you say it, it's taken as if the platform has a problem with the shit all the goddamn time. I know you didn't say that. Did you hear what I said? I said
I understand that. But
I'm returning that to that talking point then.
But you and I are having two different conversations.
No, I'm not.
Because I'm telling you from my experience as a consumer, I'm not talking about what the narrative I could supposedly be creating. I'm just saying, if you're promising something, I expect something. That's all I'm saying.
But you're saying about Xbox, not about Pearl Abyss.
I would say it about anybody else. And yes, Pearl Abyss, I said it plain as day. I said 99%. Which is basically their fault.
Yeah, but that's only because of my pushing. If
you would have said
that's what you said it before we had conversation on it. That's how you said it.
No,
I called you out on
I was upset at Pearl Abyss. No, I said this game couldn't play on day one on the platform that I wanted to. That is the developer's fault. And I also said the Intel thing was BS, flat out BS, because the hype was so high for this game. And you mean to tell me that a third or half or whatever the Intel market share can't even play this game, and you coming out the day that it launched? Oh, by the way, y'all can't play it. Oh, absolutely, that's Pearl Abyss.
Okay,
for it not playing on PC, that's Pearl Abyss. For it not playing on my ROG Ally, that's Pearl Abyss.
And listen, I'm going to crash out if you take this as me jumping you on this next aspect of the thing. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't give a fuck. Just don't answer, right?
Fair enough. You warned me.
The NVIDIA thing with the drivers, right?
Yes, I was wrong.
No, hold on, baby. It's not even about that. You misconstrued something, right? But many other people do on many other subjects, right? Mm-hmm. And that becomes the gospel, not the fact.
But I'm not like anybody else.
I'm using this as an example. It's not about you. I already told you. Take yourself. You don't need to. I'm not coming after you. I'm just making the point that in general, right?
Well,
this is how it's not about the facts. It's about perception. And that's the unfortunate issue with this industry. And that's the comment I'm trying to make now, right? This industry as a whole. We used to have press that would inform the gamers. The gamers knew what they were mad about. They used to. Now it's whatever the fuck. Oh, DLSS is doing this, blah, blah, blah. You should be mad. AI, rah, rah, rah. You should be mad. Oh, this game had two pieces of art in the background that you can't fucking.
By the way, I did run into one of those
AI made
pictures.
it.
Sick.
Rah,
I
rah,
did.
rah,
I
you
did
should
run
be
into
mad.
one of those AI paintings. By the way,
right?
and I would
This is
never
what
have
I'm saying.
noticed it. I would never have
Nobody
noticed
would
it if
know
it wasn't said.
Right, and this is what I'm saying. But these are the narratives that are out there. But these narratives, okay, listen. It used to be stupid people's narratives were ignored. Nowadays, we have more flat earthers than ever, right? The internet is amplifying stupid voices instead of smart voices. When the internet used to amplify the smart voices enough to offset the stupid voices, and that's not happening anymore. And I've been on this for a while now. It's hurting this industry.
So
it's hurting this
Flat Earth?
like Flat Earth and whatever. I'm just using Flat Earth as an example, right? There's always been stupid, weird people out there on the internet.
Can I tell you what was in my brain last Saturday?
Ooh, that sounds dirty. What?
I was like, there wasn't anybody in Pearl Abyss that actually thought about firing their game on a ROG Ally X and finding out before they launched it that it doesn't work.
I can only imagine, bro.
That was in my head, weird, right? Because when I pull my ROG Ally and it says graphics aren't supported, and I'm like, are you shitting me? Like, no one bothered before to pull to hey, let's try it on the ROG. After all, it is the handheld that came out that everybody was up on the roar about in the last 4 or 5 months. Let's try it to see if it works. Oh, it doesn't work. That might be an issue.
You know what the answer to your question is? You know what it is? Ironically, as it's fucked up too, because as obvious as simple, and not even just in hindsight, right? Because that's a phrase you've heard me use all the time, right?
Yeah.
Hindsight is 20/20. And even about that, you know how often stupid shit like that happens exactly the way you're framing it, and it's literally just that nobody thought to fucking try it.
Yeah,
ain't that fucking stupid as hell? I guarantee you, that's probably just the answer.
I know that's the
fucking tried it.
I know that's the answer and that's the reason why. Like that's the reason why and that's the reason why I'm saying I was more disappointed with Pearl Abyss in this, absolutely. And that was in my head. I'm like, I can't even play this on $1,000 handheld that I just bought.
Didn't try.
Yeah, and not a single one of them. Well, like, let me try it on the handheld and see if it fires.
The thing that they should have done, I would have thought that you'd see more games do it, but even CDPR took 2 years and change to get it done.
Exactly.
Why not create a setting? If you have a spec sheet for the ROG Ally Xbox X and whatever the white one's called, why not have a setting for both of those handhelds that you can just click it over simply and play it? Because Cyberpunk has a Steam Deck setting, graphic setting.
But
they did it with the Phantom Liberty. Yeah, that's what I said. And so what I was going to say about Pearl Abyss, they're no different than the rest of these studios. They're going to put the games out. They're going to get some money, and as the money's coming in, they're going to keep putting the people to work. But this is what we continue to support. You know what I mean? Yeah. They keep doing the same thing, and we keep expecting perfection.
Yeah.
The only way that's going to change is if they don't release it and it sells 3 million in a week.
Yeah. And I feel like okay, like the Steam Deck, right? I can only imagine, even if they tried, that platform would struggle with this game. Even though it's so well optimized, I just feel that. But logically, that shouldn't make sense because it's so well optimized, right? But the Steam Deck, being as old as it is, would likely have had issue.
Man, how old is it now?
It's 4 years at least.
Wow.
4 or 5,
I think.
But didn't we say that the minimum PC specs were pretty low for this game? That was
right. That's what I'm saying. It's highly optimized despite all of that.
That's what I was at. I thought it was going to run like a dream because that's what I was asking if you.
And that's what I'm saying.
If you saw it, because the recommended is 2080.
Yeah.
No, but my expectation was that it was going to run like shit, right? Because it's so old.
Right.
Despite the highly optimized, settings and the reputation this game has, and deservedly so, right? We see it in practice, right? So ironically, my expectations don't jive with the facts I already knew, yet I had that expectation. I assume my expectation is correct based on what we said about the handhelds earlier, right? So even if they had tried to work with Valve or whatever, right, or at least around this
or Asus or
Asus or whoever, right?
Right.
This probably wasn't really in the cards like that. So in hindsight, to answer what you reacted with, Tech, which was a fair reaction, right? About you just want this shit to work. There's a limit to what this handheld this hardware can do, but once again, hindsight is 2020. But had you asked me a couple weeks ago, I wouldn't have thought that out. And it's fucked up how it is. But there's no new information I have now that I didn't have back then.
Experience with the ROG when connecting to a TV, right? Whatever set, like, it will detect a 4K TV and put it whatever settings it detects. But when you run the game, it runs like shit. So I have to dumb it down. I have to go into settings. Now I got to go into the video settings and dumb it down to something that it can be compatible with the TV. I hate doing that shit.
Yeah.
I hate doing that. That's one thing I don't like. I don't want to do PC gaming. It's like,
but that's not really about PC or whatever. That's just the game being too much for the platform.
How many games? Right? How many games outside the MMO does ProBiz have under its belt?
Like 3, 4.
See, and that's probably
but I mean, how many? You said how many games?
How many games they have under its belt?
I thought they only had Black Desert.
See, I thought they only had the MMO too, but I didn't know.
Red Desert, yeah.
Or
it can't be Red. Crimson is the same as Red. Like,
yeah, I'm just saying, AKA Red Desert. That's what they call it. Red Desert.
My point is that this because of if you've been. Did you hear from Intel on their response to Crimson?
Yeah, they offered help long before years.
They offered help long before.
It was there's some kind of beef on Pearl Abyss's side, but who knows if what Intel said is truly that accurate? Right?
I agree.
Like they just reversed the shade right back on Pearl Abyss.
But if you combine
that, we really don't know, right? It's just he said.
Do you think they worked with Asus beforehand?
They didn't. Clearly, they didn't with Valve either.
So what I'm saying is, it's like a trend for a new publisher that's getting outside of its lane because it's only an MMO. Mm-hmm. This is learning like Black Myth Wukong, right?
Like Black Myth, yes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's where you're going with this.
So while I'm critical because I want them to be better, and we should tell them this is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Because I actually think when consumers are like, it's just normal. No, that's not the right way of handling that. Because that's what you're doing is you're saying it's okay. You should tell them it's not okay. You should have your game out the way it should be on day one. But
the way you're gonna do that is with your money.
Maybe that's true. But maybe this is just because this is the first time and there's growing pains. They'll learn the next time they do this.
It's probably actually just that. Let's be honest. They don't know what to do. Well, is it?
That's the question I asked. How many games they had under their belt? Because
the only one I know is Black Desert. But at the end of the day, they've released the game before, and not only just on Xbox, they put it on PlayStation. It's in Steam. It's in Epic. There was a problem that they had somewhere with Microsoft. And
they had a problem with Epic and iOS too that day.
Yeah,
they did.
Oh, they did.
It wasn't just Microsoft. Yeah.
Okay. Well then, why are we talking?
Okay, so you know what it is? I'm starting to think. I'm. It's twofold. Number one, okay, Tech. Realize what I said before because the more his response after what I said, I feel even more confident in that. Right? It's not about the PC blah 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 the way you're saying it. It's just the game is too much for the handheld. The way it is right now, right?
Well, like Rilla says, I would like to see a setting that says specifically, handheld.
And they just didn't do that. Right? But for you, your complaint is this is why you don't want to on PC, because it's a concern you've had before you got into this. And now for you, it's like, oh, here's another one that really can't work. But is it really the PC platform or is it the developer? And from our conversation, it seems pretty sure this is the developer's fault, not the platform's fault. But for you, this is what you see, right? Like, and I'm not blaming you one way. I'm just saying, right?
Sounds like
perception.
The perception is you're blaming me.
No, but perception-wise, you see it this way. I can't hold you because you want to play on your handheld and you can't, right?
Yeah.
The play anywhere aspect.
I mean, like so far with handheld mode only, like things haven't been great. It's
man,
when
they didn't have any games. They didn't really have any games, man. I'm looking at it. They had Black Desert Series, they had Doke V, they had Plan 8, and they had Shadow Arena. That's basically all they had.
Doke V was them?
Doke,
the one that looks
Doke
like
V, an upcoming creature collecting
Pokemon?
open world action.
Yeah, like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yes, that was them. Okay.
Yeah.
But even then, this game is totally not any of the other games that they've done in the past.
Nope.
It's they're pretty much multiplayer MMO style games. This is a game, and they've never. I mean, I don't care. Black Desert never had even close to the hype of Crimson Desert.
And an equivalent I can give you, and nobody remembers that it was this way.
Yes, we do.
Baldur's Gate. That game required hardware to run, especially in the early days, and it was bug filled. A Steam Deck couldn't run that shit, and that was the handheld du jour of the time, right? Equivalent, right? Because it was years ago, right? And that hardware was years ago. It ran, but it ran like ass. Just like with Crimson Desert. It runs, but it runs like ass.
Metacritic gave them what, a 78 on PC and then 76 on PS5, and Xbox is TBD. No one wants to review it on Xbox.
But we see that's just
that's too low. That's too low. If I had to give my
press doing their thing, just like they did to Starfield and other things. IGN, all these other
78's too low. 78's too
reviews.
Low.
Yeah, bro, you could tell the fix was in.
I would give this probably like I would say about an 8.
The fix was in, but they were in their feelings or whatever bullshit reasons they had.
I would say this is like an 88, like just shy of 90.
Or Splinter in the second Turtles movie. They're babies.
Yeah, I think, but they, like Realist and I said, if they want to go this route and they want to keep improving and all this, they could be a Rockstar type publisher.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give them. I mean, one game is not enough to put them in that class. Not even close.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to see like 3 or 4 more.
And we've yet to talk about the whole show from earlier today. And they had a lot of announcements. And one announcement I don't think was a part of the show, but it happened around the time. And that's with that other game that's like episodic, and you make like decisions. I forget the name. It starts with a D. Not Discord. Dispatch. I don't think that was on the show. But the announcement happened, I think, around the same time or after, or maybe just before. I don't know the timing because I was busy working today.
What is this?
Not working.
I didn't see the show, so I
didn't see the show either, but I saw the chart. I put the chart in the chat earlier.
Around the summertime.
So Dispatch video game, or
yeah. So Dispatch is coming to Xbox, and it's going to be
imagine like
it is in the partner preview.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't.
Just imagine that it's it wasn't. Just imagine like a Telltale game.
Oh, okay. Well, I like that.
But imagine like Boys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's superheroes and stuff.
Cool.
And so there's a bunch of games there. Number one, I didn't know there was a Serious Sam game there. That's hot to me. It's not even Game Pass, but I believe it's Play Anywhere, right? And Serious Sam is my shit. But I'm sure for tech, I imagine Stranger Than Heaven has your eye. Right? It's on Game Pass. Yeah, that's like the Yakuza game from the guys who make Yakuza. That's the Yakuza 1920s or whatever, or 18 something or whatever. Yeah, Stranger Than Heaven. You remember this game now?
I remember when I was playing it just now on the screen. Let's see. Let me go back in there. But yeah, what about it?
Yeah, so that's on Game Pass, Play Anywhere, and so that was on the partner preview.
Game Pass any day.
So there's that. There's also another game I know you're even more interested in because they're about to have DLC, and it's also now it's Play Anywhere. Stalker 2. I know you bought the disc version.
See,
You
I
bought the
might
disc
have to
version.
get. I told Sick I may have to get Stalker 2 now because
Stalker
Yeah.
2 is good.
Stalker 2, now it's Play Anywhere. I know you
that,
bought the
and
disc
it's had
version
its
because
time to iron
it was
out
on
all
sale
of
when
its
you bought it.
bugs. And it had
there you
time to
have it.
iron out its bugs and stuff.
You know, I guess I don't know what to look for when people complain about something, because since I've played it day one, like I haven't
You've
had
loved
any
this game.
issues.
You've
right?
loved this game, and you
And
haven't had issues.
I probably ran into the issues without even knowing I ran into the issues.
Yeah, it just didn't matter to you.
It just didn't matter, right?
It's kind of like Bethesda games with me. Like, yeah, it's a bug. I get
I
through
don't
it.
give a fuck about
What do
that.
Did you
Yeah,
say Stranger
right.
Than Heaven? Is that the one they're talking about?
Stranger Than Heaven. Yeah, it's the Yakuza game that's like in the early 1900s or late 1800s.
Yeah.
I forget which.
Yeah.
But like in the early days, yeah, that's them, and it's on Game Pass and it's Play Anywhere.
Man, there you go. See,
Right?
man? Give me that.
Stalker 2 is now Play Anywhere, and they announced a new DLC. But you bought the disc version because it was on sale, so there's that.
What? Which
Hades 2, Stalker 2
No, I got that.
is now
digital.
Play Anywhere. Oh, you got it digital? Well, then you
Yeah.
have it Play Anywhere. Now you
No,
can play
I
on your
bought that
handheld.
day one digital, babe. I'm not when they announced that we're gonna remove it from Game Pass.
Yeah, you bought the disc.
I
on-
went ahead
on
and bought.
sale.
No, I bought the digital.
Oh, you bought the
And
digital.
And,
Well,
I
then,
bought-
good,
and then I
good.
bought the ultimate one too. The
Tech
high
bought
tier
the
one.
digital and he got the Ukrainian flag flying when he got it
Yes.
too.
God damn right I did.
What I'm saying is now you have it Play Anywhere. Now you should be able to play on your handheld.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
active right now,
I
but
haven't
they
even.
announced it's going to Play
I haven't
Anywhere.
downloaded
So what is
Um,
Grave Seasons?
I have no idea because I didn't watch the thing, but it's
Okay.
Game Pass.
I'm just looking at the partner previews. I'm just
The
looking
Expanse. That looks cool.
It's kind of
With the-
strange. Well, we've been seeing the Expanse though.
Yes. Okay, but you said you know something about Grave Seasons? Realist.
No, Grave Seasons. No.
You don't know anything about that? Okay.
I mean, I watched the show, right? And the games that interested me were the games that we pretty much already knew about, which was Stranger Than Heaven and the Outcat game, The Expanse. I
Right.
have Dispatch already, but if I would have waited, I would have got it. You know,
Well, I didn't
honestly,
get
I
it,
think
and I was
that
waiting
us,
on Xbox anyway to invest in it.
You go play Super Meat Boy.
but a game like
3D.
a game like that should have been everywhere day one.
Day one. That's the developer or whatever. Who knows if there was money behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Withering
Yeah,
Waves
it's
is
not-
another game I've heard the name of a lot. That's on Game Pass.
But it was on everything but Xbox.
It was on everything but Xbox. Withering Waves was the same situation where it was everywhere but Xbox.
It was everywhere but Xbox.
Well,
They
now it's
said
on
that
Game
they
Pass.
said, oh, it's in Game Pass.
Yeah, Withering Waves is on Game Pass now, not Dispatch.
Oh no,
It's
no.
in-
Wuthering Waves. You talking about Wuthering Waves? I thought we were talking about Dispatch. But
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
Wuthering Waves. I have zero interest in that either.
I don't have interest in it either. I just know the name. I've heard it many times. I've heard the name. Dispatch is just on Xbox. It will be a Play Anywhere, but it's not Game Pass.
Oh, thank God my son has outgrown Bluey.
The console release of Hades 2 on launch on Game Pass, also Play Anywhere. And if you have little kids, Bluey's Happy Snaps on Game Pass. Super
Happy
Meat
Snaps.
Boy 3D
Yeah.
on
I
Game
have,
Pass.
I actually have some blue. I have some.
Some bluey shorts.
I think I have a couple Bluey completions under my belt too. So,
Yeah, I was about to say that
I know I
don't
got
even,
Paul.
that don't even sound like something a grown up should be playing.
well,
Hey,
when
well,
you
if
have
you have
kids, man,
kids-
I have Paw Patrol under there too. I'm sure I got a
Yeah.
It's in
couple
Game
of those
Pass
under there.
also.
Yeah.
I
And
tried
they're
to,
gonna be
I tried to
on
do
some
Peppa Pig because everybody on my list had a
Had achievements.
100%. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I got Peppa Pig too because he used to
Peppa
watch
Pig.
that.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Heck yeah,
everything
man.
else.
Stalker 2, man. It's a great game.
Yeah.
The environment is awesome. Right?
It's one of those open worlds, so you can.
If you're
go
just like
explore,
me,
right?
I just like to wander around and
Yeah.
just walk around. Nighttime is a bitch because some of those
Yeah, I
some
saw
of those,
Bing. I saw Bing streaming on this, and
some of those
anytime it went
demons are
nighttime, he was
invisible,
like,
and
he's
you don't
going
wanna-
indoors. Yeah,
Yeah.
I go to sleep and I was like, I'm gonna go back to daytime.
yeah.
I'll wait
He
for
was saying he
daytime
was
to come in.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
it's a great game. I mean, I tried playing previous Stalkers and I couldn't get into it because of the type of game they were. I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
To me,
You did say
they
that.
weren't anything close to what I'm playing now with Stalker 2. But this one's like, I'm taking my sweet time with
It
the
got
game.
your heart.
It's good. Yeah.
Well, now
it
you
took
can
your
put your
heart.
readers on. You can play it on the rug.
Yeah, I get my You're right. You're right.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
happy you got the because I thought
Hey,
you had the
hey,
disc.
He's not
version.
lying, man.
I'm going to be putting my readers on and play Starfield next
Yeah.
month. I'll promise you that. So.
Will it
Probably.
even run on the ROG Stalker?
We'll see.
Yeah,
Like-
but
We'll see.
that's gonna we'll see.
We'll see.
Because
I mean,
the
you're
Stalker
not
is
going to put
heavy,
it on
bro.
the highest. You're not going to put
Heavy
it on the
game. Yes,
highest.
it is. It is a
Yeah.
heavy game.
Yeah. But so good.
Isn't it Unreal too?
Yeah, it is Unreal.
I'll try it. I mean, I
We'll
haven't
see.
played it, but I played all the old Stalkers that y'all didn't play.
Yeah. I mean, I have like a whole bundle on PC.
He tried them. He just didn't
that
like them.
I
he
just
said.
didn't like
Maybe
them.
it's one of those games that doesn't play well on the regular ROG, but you might be able to skim with it with the Ally
Well,
X.
there was one that I bought that was part of a bundle, and this one was just like State of Decay, where you had to keep your community happy, and I didn't like that. So I gave up. I was like, I'm not playing. I can't keep
Oh, they
up.
did Frog Squad. I saw that earlier.
I can't
Squad.
deal with trying to keep my community happy and keep them fed and all
Frog
that
Squad.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I gave up. Honestly, I'm not gonna play that.
Yeah,
Delete.
so Hades 2, right? The console release of that game, because it's been an early access PC exclusive this whole time.
Bluey.
The day it releases on console, it will be on Game Pass.
Thank God he
Forget that.
outgrew it.
Happy
Thank God I
snaps.
don't have to buy that either.
Dude, I did
Right.
play Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig. You played Peppa Pig for the
I
achievement.
had to,
Give it to
man.
You
Yeah.
ho. You
I
ho. You
probably got
achievement
like
ho.
2 or 3 completions with
Yeah,
Peppa
see,
Pig,
They're
man.
gonna scream, man. That's
Because if I'm
Stalker
gonna
right
play,
now.
you're damn right. I'm gonna 100% it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's Stalker. There you go. Yes.
And I when I purchased it, I went ahead and bought like the ultimate version one, so I can have all the expansions or DLCs, whatever you want to call them.
That's cool.
Let me look that up. How does Stalker 2 play on handhelds?
But
See what
right
everybody
now,
says.
I'm trying to, and I'm not even close to finishing because I just started on both these games. It's Silent Hill 2 on PlayStation
Mhm.
and Outer Worlds 2 on Xbox. So I'm doing those
Okay.
right now.
So I finally beat that. So
What,
that
Outer
I can
Worlds?
start Crimson Desert. Yeah.
And
So, all right. Remember I was saying how it's uninteresting and all this, and the characters. As I played it, it started to like
Gel.
and like get into like the spirit of what the game is conveying.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it more. You know what I mean? Like yeah, it's still the same thing. Everybody's like, was it pretentious and smarter than you?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, I liked it more. You know what I mean? And this for it to be like hub worlds, it's a lot. There's a lot to explore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of quests that I didn't complete. I thought that I did do certain quest lines and I didn't. I
Mhm.
wouldn't play it all over again.
I wouldn't. No.
I'm not. No, and there's no new game plus. So that means that I gotta try to get my lock pick to 20. That means that you have to pick a particular build. They want you to play several builds and run through the game.
I made a mistake
No.
of accepting a perk that
A perk or a flaw?
a flaw. Well, I mean, yeah, the flaw. A flaw, and just because I wasn't paying attention, I just kind of accepted it. Was a flaw. I forgot what it's called, but I cannot increase my highest attributes until I raise up the other attributes, the lower tier attributes, kind of like engineering, right?
It's like a wait and see.
Science thing, because what it does is I think what I read is, hey, it's great to be a jack of all trades, but with this you won't be able to max out your favorite attributes as fast as you think, because you have to increase your lower attributes. So now I'm handicapped with that because I when I play games like that, especially with Fallout, I prefer to rank up my like lock picking skills, my charisma or speech, things of that nature. When it's it gives me an advantage from a person to person aspect, right? Interaction, social. And I was doing that until I picked up that flaw, and I'm like, great. It's like, I wonder if I can replace this later on, because I really don't want to max, like, go to every attribute and give it a point when I don't want it. I don't want to yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like, well, let's put 1 in every single column, and you start
much.
getting your ass handed to you.
Yeah. Until
I don't mean to pop the air in your balloon, but I'm looking at AI. Stalker 2 runs on the ROG Ally X. This is the ROG Ally X, not the Xbox, but same thing. With mixed results requiring heavy optimization. So I'm like, oh, Tex ain't gonna want to do this.
Yeah.
Most users achieve a playable experience around 30 to 50 frames per second using low to medium settings, 720p or 900p resolution.
That's not hard to achieve. You just go boom, boom, boom in the settings like you do when you picking on the console a performance or quality modes. I still get where he's coming from, right? He just wants to pick up and play.
Yeah,
he's not wrong to want that, but also he wasn't promised that.
Thanks for validating my feelings.
I ain't gonna hold you, Zach. I see where you're coming from, bro. And we all then, but like I've always wanted that when PC. I've talked about this many times. The home theater PC thing. That's the goal I want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. The end goal is to have the option to be able to tweak shit if I choose to, but I generally don't want to have to. Right. Yeah. Like if I tweak shit, it has to be for some extra advantage that wasn't intended by anyone. But like, like equivalent to mods and
that's
stuff.
The beauty
like
of the
I'm getting some kind of bonus.
You could just hook it up to any monitor.
I think AI is going to fix a lot of this.
Yeah, AI is fixing a lot of that. A lot of these issues, it's not the way it used to be back in the day where you had to tweak everything. PC gaming is largely plug and play. Like, and not even in comparison to the way it used to be, just in fact, right? Is just like we were saying with this other game, Crimson Desert on the handheld. It's not so much that it is complex. It just doesn't play too smoothly. That's all. But you can go and tweak the settings and put it to low to medium, and boom, you get a playable frame rate.
Yeah,
and there you go. Right?
I barely did any optimization.
You can get 40,
Desert.
or you have to cut down the resolution to get 60 frames.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's what I had to do with one game. I cut it down when I connected to a TV.
Yeah.
Right.
So
it wasn't able to run 4K. I had to dumb it down, which is fine. I'm like,
yeah. No. So it should be all right.
It should be all right.
We'll see. We'll see. When you
play
it,
I'm gonna try to install it tonight and just let it run because I know that the game is huge. So
give it a shot.
Yeah. But you have your Xbox and stuff, so
thank you for validating my feelings.
I got your back, bro.
Important.
I keep it real, man. I ain't trying to talk shit if it's not necessary.
All right, man. Well, let's get it going. Let's close it down.
One more thing, real quick.
Man,
we didn't talk about Forza. Did
I miss something?
The Forza specs, man, dropped. Was it yesterday?
What'd they say? I must have missed it,
dude. The PC specs for Forza are looking very well optimized once again, right? You don't need to have a supercomputer to run the game, but if you do, you get the bells and whistles.
But dude,
it's looking like
Forza. Like, how much of a technological leap did they take from one Forza to another?
Have you not seen the graphics? Have you not seen the footage?
16 gig RAMs minimum.
I mean, yeah, bro. They're doing pretty good. They're doing God's work out there.
Look, I'm getting to while I'm a Forza Horizon fan, I love it, right? Especially once they made it play anywhere. It's gonna get to a point where we're gonna say it's cut and paste like Call of Duty, right? With new skins.
Oh yeah, no lie.
I feel it's already there, but okay.
He's downplaying it like I see the downplaying it, but he ain't wrong. He's okay. Here's the quote. He's out of line, but he's right. We'll leave it at that.
I mean, when you hear that another Call of Duty is coming out, you know what you're gonna get. Right,
performance wise,
performance wise,
general,
playability wise, everything.
But for the
Forza,
but for the single conversation, playable.
You know what you're gonna get.
Wise, yeah,
you're gonna get another racing game. It's gonna be one of those,
especially on the same generation of console. Yeah,
it's gonna be a festival.
But this time it's in Japan.
But this time it's in Japan.
We all wanted it in Japan.
And we all wanted Japan. So there you go.
And there's gonna be
you can play it on that handheld, and it will look good on that handheld. There's gonna be some goofy guy
who says, "Man, we need to pick you up. We need a new driver. Come to this festival, guy." And then here you go.
Pretty much.
Well, you get a house now.
Now you get a house. Yes.
Yeah, and if you're really good, it gets to be a big house.
And I'm not trying to downplay or complain about it.
I know.
But it's just like,
when does that come out? When does it come out?
May?
June? May?
I like that.
Yeah. That's why I'm not.
But also, at least we know it will work real nice on the handheld, though.
No, that would be fun to have it on the handheld. Yeah.
I'm gonna be real busy with Starfield.
Starfield. There's that. There
We're busy with this game, Crimson Desert, and into Starfield, and then and I know 6
Into
gonna
the
be like,
Starfield.
let's play some Forza, man. I'm like, damn it.
We need
Okay.
to play some more Helldivers though. No. Oops.
Maybe.
I hit
I
the
want to
wrong-
pat myself on the back,
hit
but
the wrong
I'm
I said
Why is that?
we need to
What happened?
like I said we need to play some more Helldivers,
campaign
and
coming,
then I
man.
hung up the voice
Oh.
chat.
covered. Now there's planets you can't see anymore.
Is it
There's-
gas planets?
So no, they kind of did some.
He's been calling that. You get pat on the listen. You get all the pats on the back you
I
want. out
said
of that.
something was
You-
coming big. I was
you've
like,
been said it.
hey,
You've been said it.
something's coming. They ain't messing around this year,
Yep.
All right.
and they've been hinting at it. So
Yeah. So Helldivers is coming with some shit.
All right,
Around the
baby.
corner.
Woo!
They're
so
coming with
many
some shit.
games, so little time, and I actually have a lot of time. That's the sad thing.
Hey, Realist, you got it. Helldivers?
Mm-hmm.
You play it?
I don't remember we
Wait.
talked about it.
He said he
Yeah.
needs players to play with him. He's
Y'all
gonna
I
say,
think
ain't
he's
y'all
had
ain't
it.
y'all ain't gonna wait on me. So
He's had don't you've had it though,
Well, if you
right,
play
for a
with
while?
us, you
Yeah,
that's what
I've had it.
happened to me.
yeah, I had a day one.
Yeah.
So let's play
"Oh,
Saturday.
I thought you just got it because you said you were
Nobody
asking."
wants
No,
to
no,
play
no.
with
I
him.
played it. I have to look at when I got the achievement, but I had it. It's
You
just
gotta
that I didn't. When I got in there, it was like all we're doing is like just shooting some stuff and
What's
going
up,
to do some
Poe?
objectives.
Oh, Punty's here.
But
Oh,
punty.
Punty.
But when I see
Punty.
the like the shorts, people make it look so fun.
It is
It's
fun.
fun as hell.
It is fun.
Yeah, man, especially this guy
when us
dropping his
three
lines
goofballs
everywhere.
get on there at the same time. We're like wrecking each other.
Yeah, man. And like
it-
when you dodge
okay,
the shit,
the
it's
first
not
time we
frustrating.
played Helldivers together, like I think I was mid-rank between the two of them, right?
Uh-huh.
Kieran has already played for a while, so I was pretty closer to him than Sick
me.
was.
I
Sick
was
was just
more
like
You're an
beginning.
asshole with those mines, though.
And
I
then-
ain't
Yeah.
lying.
I just happen to have mines because it's like one of my favorite weapons, and it shoots out a little.
I think he blew Sick and me up a couple times at least.
More than a couple
At
times.
least.
More than a couple times with them.
These
guys.
guys were like,
Like,
"Hey man,
There's
watch
like
out for
no
the mines."
reason for him to throw him out there either.
And
Like,
even
why are
do
you
it at
throwing
the
him out
troll.
here?
It was hilarious. The troll was
Oh,
hilarious. I ain't
it was
gonna
so
lie.
hilarious because like, what the hell is this shit here? And everyone,
Like bombs everywhere where we could walk on and die too because the game is friendly fire AF.
and then,
So there
and
you
then
go.
these guys are laughing their asses off because I end up stepping on one by mistake.
He died on his own shit. We're always like, yeah, good for you, bitch.
but they're nice enough to watch my stuff. I was like, hey
refuse-
man, you dropped your stuff.
So I
come get
thought
it.
I didn't buy those
Yeah.
mines, but I actually didn't. But I was telling Sick, I was telling Sick, I refuse to buy those mines just because of you.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I
I
know.
realized I already bought them. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
never
you already
using
did. That's why I didn't
Oh,
buy
I
them.
love
I'm
the
not buying them out
mines,
of
man.
spite
I
of tech.
love
dude.
the
Just like
mines
you was gonna
suck
have the
ass.
mines, so we don't need. to get
That's a
them. I
party
don't need to get
killer.
them.
You know, people bitch when I use the 500 or when I use the 380 or whatever because it's like,
Yeah.
dude, that's a big explosion. I'm like, dude, that's nothing compared to the Tex mines, man.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
But
stupid.
the first time they saw it, they're like, dude, there's mine. You gotta watch out. You watch your step. Then we go to a
And
second
then,
spot.
and then you dropped it in front of us. I'm like, oh, that was you, you motherfucker.
Or he'll drop it and like you're like, why are you drop? Too late, I already died. All right.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
there you
it's
go.
too funny.
that's how it goes.
But then you die, you drop your stuff, and I'm like, hey man, pick up my watchdog, use it because you don't have anything.
Dude, let me tell you
Well, I
something.
have it now, though.
Let me tell you something. You do not want to play with Sick
In his watchdog.
and no,
No.
Sick gets pissed if you take his stuff. Like you take his like
His guns.
no, not the guns, the samples.
Yeah.
Like Sick's like, dude, that motherfucker took my samples.
Yeah, but
That's
that's
why-
hard though.
Dude, he
It's
was
not-
not- dude,
okay, he knows why, but the audience doesn't why. Tech doesn't know why.
Yeah.
The game be
Not mad.
fucking with me where I don't be getting samples and he'll find them everywhere until the last couple of games that we played, right? Where all of a
He
sudden
says
I'm
it's
finding
racist.
samples, right? We swear the game is MAGA. Like we were joking, like the game is MAGA because it'd be fucking with me. Like I'll walk through an area, I'll blow up a base or whatever. I'll comb through the area and not find nothing. And then he walks around behind me and then he finds shit. I'm like, yo, this game is
Dude, this happens. So this happens like 9 out of 10 games. And then the one game he actually gets something, and then I chirp in, I go, "It's DEI." And he's like,
Yep. And then he says it's DI, and I was just dying over that.
The white man wins again.
The white man wins again. It's all good though. It's all good. Yeah, this Matthew McConaughey sounding motherfucker. If he wins, I'm good with it, bro. I'm good with it.
That was good. All right, man. Let's get out of here. Good night. See you later.
Good night, everybody.
Have fun and troll
Play
those
some
fuckers.
games.
Bye.
All right.